drive home in the right lane. Live and local with Southwest Florida's Trey Radel.
Just think about ethanol. That's just one little example. Ethanol, this is going to be great. We're going to use that. And that goes to hell. And all we end up doing is subsidizing a bunch of farmers in Iowa. 50 years of prediction. All of them wrong.
Helping you get home right. The drive begins at 5. Trey Radel is local and live. Tonight, 5 to 8 on 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, this is Randy Stevens, STEPHENS. You can find me at randystevens.net. Plumbing nerds, we're just smart enough, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, and if your plumbers just ain't right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. And if your drains ain't clean, if your toilets are acting weird, you gotta give us a call, 'cause we'll fix you up.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
1 million COVID deaths. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The White House just put out a statement saying today we mark that milestone, though the Johns Hopkins tally is still just shy of that as the number of cases keeps rising back up lately.
Public health officials say millions more infections could be added to the nationwide total. According to the CDC, the 7-day average for new infections doubled over the last 5 weeks.
Fox's Lisa Brady. President Biden in this morning's statement said we must remain vigilant with more testing and vaccines and treatments than ever before. A loss for Democrats in the Senate, unable to get 60 votes needed to advance a bill to make abortion rights legal nationwide, upsetting Vice President Harris.
What we are seeing around this country are extremist Republican leaders who are seeking to criminalize and punish women for making decisions about their own body.
This after the leaked draft Supreme Court opinion showing conservative justices ready to overturn the ruling legalizing abortion in favor of states' rights to restrict it. A small but destructive wildfire jumped from house to house in Southern California. Multi-million-dollar coastal mansions around Laguna Hills.
We're estimating somewhere in the area of potentially 20 plus.
Orange County Fire Authority Chief Brian Fennessy, as the largest wildfire burning in the U.S. is in New Mexico, and it's spreading toward mountain resort towns, leading to new evacuation warnings. Fires in that state have torched hundreds of homes and buildings. NATO may soon grow. Finland's president and prime minister say they approve of joining the alliance, paving the way for membership for a country bordering Russia. And there's reaction that just came in from Moscow saying Finland's move will not help stability and security in Europe. This as Russia keeps bombarding the Ukrainian city of Mariupol.
Hundreds of Ukrainian Marines remain trapped in a standoff against the Russians in brutal conditions beneath the massive Azovstal steel plant. The Ukrainian Marines are the last line of resistance in Mariupol, a port city that Russia wants to claim it has control of.
That's Fox's Matt Finn in Lviv. America's listening to Fox News.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
If you're on the roads in Lee County at this early hour, not a lot to slow you down. Just tracking some delays on 41 north and southbound right where it intersects with Gladiolus. Also seeing some slowdowns on McGregor Boulevard headed southbound through College Parkway as you pass the Cape Coral Bridge. And Palm Beach Boulevard in the Tice area also slowing down a bit, kind of in the northeast direction just as you pass the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596 Back. 596 Back. That's 596-2225.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. You know, a trip to the supermarket or just a quick stop at the gas station to fill your tank, it can give you a painfully clear view of inflation right now. Prices are rising, you're feeling the pinch every single day. Well, what about the cash flow from your retirement accounts? You know, it's being eaten up by inflation at a rate you didn't anticipate too. Well, don't just stand aside and watch it happen. Learn important strategies that can help you protect your cash flow, your investments, and your standard of living from the ravages of inflation. My friend Steve Cordasco, John Walker, and their team at Mercer Advisors help you make the right decisions to help manage inflation's impact and preserve your wealth. Make that call, 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500, and do something about the financial pain being caused by inflation right now. Call the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors, 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
Termites are silent destroyers. They can tunnel through homes for years without a peep. Unless you've invited Truly Nolan to chase down and eliminate the problem. Truly Nolan's above and below ground treatments have been keeping homes termite-free for more than 80 years. Matter of fact, we believe our total termite protection plan is the most effective plan of its kind in the country. When Truly Nolan has termites in their sights, there's no escape. Schedule your free inspection and get $100 off termite control by going to trulynolan.com or call 800-GO-TRULY.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $60 a month for 24 months with a 2-year agreement. And now with more speed to help keep all your connected devices running. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 6/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet and Comcast Business Security Edge customers only. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Most innovative based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
Do you have an old sedan? Sutherland buys it. How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultimas, certified Rogues, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, let's see. What a morning. How many school board members does it take in Lee County to just completely mess up a district? Well, not many, apparently. And so we have some Lee County School Board member stories today. And just to put this out there, listen, you know and I know how important our kids' education is. You know and I know how there are people in the Department of Justice who, as we speak, are targeting families or targeting parents for daring to step up to school boards and say, hey, listen, we've got questions about how our kids are being educated, about the sexualization of our children. We've got questions and we got problems, and we're going to talk about it because you work for us. Then how dare you do that? Yeah, all of these things are going on, and somehow there are board members in Lee County that are just like, yeah, you know what, sorry. Or worse. I don't know. We'll talk about it coming up, and I'll let you decide. But one thing is for sure. It's the 3,472nd reason why there needs to be a complete changing of, scrubbing of, washing clean of the Lee County School Board. It just has to happen. And I might say that there are other school boards that we should watch as well, like every single one of them, like every one. So it's just unbelievable. All right, we'll get to those stories coming up. Also, what else this morning? Yeah, the president of the United States, who is just one of the most articulate people that you can... I can't even say it with a straight face. He was where was he? In Illinois, or he doesn't even know. Yeah, he was in Illinois, and he's a hot mess. And it's just a couple of things that he said, and that we're going to have to play. And for no other reason that he's trying to come up with ways to destroy MAGA. You know, Ultra MAGA, the great MAGA king, he says. MAGA as a pejorative somehow, that we're supposed to hear the word or see the letters MAGA and MAGA and think negatively. And then when ultimately you think about MAGA and what it is, about making America great, we want the country to be great. How dare you say things like that? Because we would much rather have the country being in the situation that it is right now. There's no doubt. I mean, cheer it on.
True international effort to pressure.
Yes, that's what we want. Right. So I'd much rather everything be the way it is. Right, Jake? Don't you want everything to be the way it is right now? I mean, Jake, it's like the show has turned into bacon talk every hour in the 6 a.m. hour. It's bacon. It's all bacon all day. Don't we like the prices we're paying for bacon right now, Jake?
Oh, yeah. I'm fantastic.
Don't you want to keep it this way?
Yeah, just, make it 15 a pound. You know what? Let's make it 20. That's 25.
Right. Yeah. Hey, what fuel prices? You like the prices you're paying for gas? You don't
I love spending a couple $100 every few weeks on gas.
Yeah,
that's
you don't
amazing.
have a problem with that. And
when it used to cost me about, 40.
Yeah. Things that we're noticing. Yeah. Your house, I mean, the rent that you're paying and everything else, that's not a problem, right? I mean, it's, it's...
Well,
is it going up? Okay. Well, there's things.
We won't talk about that.
Okay, because you like where you live and you like your landlord and you don't want to be. No, everything's fine there. We don't want to press on that. But we understand how prices are going up. Oh, and by the way, there's a housing bubble that's getting ready to pop, from what I understand. Look, it's not me and it's not scare tactics. I'm just telling you that the metrics and the numbers, Steve Moore, who worked for the Trump administration, an economist, has been digging into the numbers as well as others. And if you look at the graphs of what is going on with interest rates and how they are starting to get jacked up, and how people are looking, and the opinions, the feelings of buyers out there are people starting to hesitate. So everything that I talked to you about for the past couple of weeks and actually months about the fact that we are going to be in a recession. If we're not in a recession now, I would be shocked, and we'll find out more, today or tomorrow? If we are or not. But suffice to say this, that as the interest rates start to creep up and people are going to start to pull back on their purchases of one of the biggest purchases they'll ever make in their life, a home, that the builders that are out there are feeling, hey, listen, we're going to keep going, inventory, supply, we're going to keep pumping, and people are like, we're pumping the brakes because the feds are pumping the brakes. And that doesn't look, you have a graph going one direction up, and you have another one with the people that are buying the houses going in a direction down. That is not a good formula. And so the talk is, unfortunately, about the bubble that is, if you want to call it a bubble, of the housing market, just being. Now, we won't feel it as much as others around the country because people want to be here. They like the free state of Florida. They like the governor. They like the fact that state taxes are low. No, they are low, aren't they? 0. And other things that we have going on. So this is a desirable place to be. So we wouldn't be hit as hard, but make no mistake about it. When other places are hit harder than we are, we end up feeling the effect in a lot of different ways. So what am I getting at? That the president said a couple of things, and he's got a plan on fixing it. We're going to play that audio coming up because I can't wait to hear how we're going to fix all of this. Oh, and by the way, MAGA. MAGA bad. Or MAGA. Depends on, right?
It's MAGA.
Right, wasn't it? It's MAGA.
No, it's MAGA.
It's funny you say that because yesterday, who was it we were talking to yesterday? Brian Hammond, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond. We were talking, right? Remember we were talking to him yesterday, and
we may or may not have been.
Okay. Well, we had an issue with some aliens in the equipment yesterday.
Craziness.
Yeah, we were we were not broadcasting. Well, DrewSteele.com, we are always there. DrewSteele.com, you will always hear the station and watch right there on the website. But we had a couple of little glitchy things going on. But he was saying, I think he said MAGA, and then I corrected him and said MAGA. But I guess there are some people that go MAGA, just because it just depends, not for any reason. It's not like
tomato, you know.
Let's call the whole thing off. All right. Speaking of calling the whole thing off, they called it all off yesterday. There you go. They're on record. Democrats overwhelmingly want abortion right up to the moment of birth. There's no doubt about it. That's what they were trying to codify yesterday. They tried to codify, quote unquote, Roe v. Wade, which is a joke because that's not what it was for Democrats at all. What it was even worse. And I can explain exactly what they were trying to do yesterday so you are clear, crystal, as they would say in... what movie was that? Oh, A Few Good Men. There you go. Crystal. You get all Crystal. Okay. So yesterday we had the very sad Vice President Kamala Harris. Well, for a whole host of reasons, but in this particular case, she was sad because she had to make the announcement.
3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn not having voted in the affirmative. The motion is not agreed to.
Oh, the motion's not agreed to. So that's right. Every single Republican said absolutely not. One Democrat was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do this. And that would be Joe Manchin. And there he is again, everybody. It's Joe Manchin done it. He's done it again, everybody. And kind of like Tony. They've done it again. So did Joe Manchin. So Joe Manchin decided to vote against it. He has reasons, which we will explain in just a second. 49 of 50 Senate Democrats voted to legalize abortion nationwide until birth with effectively no limits, and every Republican voted against it. It was, who was it? Wasn't it Chuck Schumer said it was going to be dark days if you don't do the right thing? It's...
Before the day is over,
yeah,
every member of this body will make a choice.
Yeah.
Stand with women to protect their freedoms,
yeah,
or stand with MAGA Republicans and take our country into a dark and repressive future.
Shouldn't it be like, shouldn't they have some kind of echo machine? Chuck Schumer should have some kind of button that he can push where it'd be like an echo machine. Dark. Repressive. Future. Ah. And then somebody screams there in the halls, and then they all chuckle and go have a drink. So that was the choice. You could either... and notice something else that Chuck Schumer said. Here you go. Listen to this, right? He says...
Stand with women to protect their freedoms.
Or
stand with MAGA Republicans.
See, the MAGA Republicans. See, MAGA's the new thing, everybody. I mean, it's an old thing, but it's a new thing. Now, everything's going to be MAGA. Well, because you know why. Because the chances are President Donald Trump, former president, is going to run again to win back the White House, and they are petrified of that idea. They're scared to death. And so anything that's MAGA, if Ron DeSantis ever said the word MAGA, oh, did he say the word MAGA? Okay, yeah, you know how that goes. So there's Chuck Schumer, and Joe Manchin's like, yeah, you know, this wasn't codifying Roe into law. This was something different. It's
the bill we have today to vote on, the Women's Health Protection Act, and I respect people who support. But don't make no mistake, it is not Roe v. Wade codification. It's an expansion. It wipes 500 state laws off the books.
Yeah. And states, when did you ever get the impression that states have rights? Don't you understand it's the federal government and only the federal government, and states don't have rights? Where do you see that anywhere in the Constitution or any other place where states have rights? It's there. But anyway, the point is that according to Democrats, the leftists in this country, rights, schmites. So even Joe Manchin's like, I'm not going to do this. The kind of nuancing you're trying to pull here, I'm not going for this. So we didn't have, and look, Democrats knew all along this wasn't going to pass. Understand that. Democrats knew that this was going to happen. There was no chance in HE double hockey sticks that this was going to happen. And they knew it because in doing this, they get what they want. They get the wedge issue. They get everybody all boiled and fired up. They get to continue to have people at the doorstep of Supreme Court justices with the possibility that they may be threatened enough to change their mind. I doubt they will. And this could lead to other things and other places where they could step up and threaten. Because if it worked before, it should work now. And if it works now, it'll always work. Because that's how good governance is pushed forward in countries across the globe. It's you got a person who's ruling the country. You have Congress who kind of sort of does stuff, and then you have the people who a side that gets to be like good little anarchists and show up with fire and pitchforks at people's doors and scream and yell and throw Molotov cocktails. And if you don't do what we do, then we're going to burn your house down. Oh, look, you did what we wanted. Okay, everything's fine now. We'll pull down the boards off the windows and go home because you voted the way we wanted to. Now, that's not how this country should be run. But there's half the country that wants it that way. Is it really? Yeah, maybe not. Let's make this crystal clear. Crystal clear. As Chuck Schumer said that the Senate's going to vote on the Women's Health Protection Act. I love that name. The Women's Health Protection Act. Of course, the baby's got a whole other issue there going on. But, and if it's a woman, it's even worse. So you got a girl who's a baby who... All right, so the Senate's going to vote on the Women's Health Protection Act to codify the right to an abortion into federal law. The American people will see where every single U.S. senator stands. And good, we did. That's not what it was. So let's be crystal clear what was in this bill. Right to abortion up to birth. Up to birth. Do you realize that there's a whole lot of Americans, I think about 80%, that are like, we're not for that. You may want to debate up to 15 weeks. But after that, all bets are off. And really off. But somehow they seem to think that this is good. Created a right to sex-selective abortion. That sounds really good. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a boy. We'll keep doing this until we get it right. Now, some might say that that's sick. And you'd be right. Overrides parental consent and notification laws for minors. Yeah, parental consent. Listen, do we really have to have parental consent? I mean, we don't want it when it comes to abortions. We certainly don't want it in our schools. I mean, if we want to sexualize your kids, we get to do it because they're our kids. They're really not your kids because once they walk through that doorway, there's news on that too. Yeah, that doesn't seem to go away. Just remember, the left doesn't go away. And when it comes to these big issues and ones that you care about, they could care less about you. Trust me, I know. Overrides federal and state conscience laws and overrides federal and state religious freedom laws. But no, it was exactly like Roe. It wasn't anything like Roe. And again, describing it a certain way. Oh, and by the way, the ACLU, who, the American Civil Liberties Union, which is kind of a funny name for them now, very concerned about protecting abortion access. It's an urgent matter of racial and economic justice. Excuse me? No, they tweeted this out. It's a racial and economic justice because it disproportionately harms Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, which is funny because it does disproportionately harm blacks and other people of color. The problem is when they talk about BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, the way they look at it disproportionately is they're looking at the economics. In other words, they want them to have them because, I can't get ahead. I can't do the things I want to do. I can't be the person I want to be because, I got to... They don't look at it as the other way around, which... See the history of Planned Parenthood and look up eugenics and you may understand. Then it says the LGBTQ community. Anyone in the room? Anybody in the room? I'm looking all across the room at every single person that's looking at my face, even those at drewsteele.com. How do abortions disproportionately harm the LGBTQ community? Can somebody explain that? No, seriously. If you were going to... Jake's laughing. Like, hold on a second. So so the ACLU wants you to think that we have to protect abortion and access to it because it disproportionately harms the LGBTQ community. I could say things right now to try to figure out what they're talking about, but I have no idea. I really don't know where they're going with this. I don't. So I won't. Okay. I mean, this is where you get into the intersectionality and you get into all of these big words and all the things that the woke communities and those that talk about equity, diversity, inclusion, and the like, and socio-emotional learning and CRT, if you want to go there. This is where they start getting into this place where it's like, whoa. You ever see the Fonzie episode, Jumping the Shark? There's a reason why the Jump the Shark thing has popped up, because now you're getting into really weird spaces. Look, we're going to play some of what the president said in just a couple of minutes yesterday in Illinois, and it's over the top, and it's funny, and it's sad, and it's a lot of different things, but make no mistake about something that's so important. If you're upset because we're talking about the abortion issue and you don't want to talk about it anymore and we got to move on from that subject, this is the micro of the macro. The micro of the macro, meaning that this is just a small part of what the left does in this country, which is they are going to battle you tooth and nail, and they're not going to let you win on anything that has to do with a cultural victory, moral victories. It's going to be few and far between, and if they lose battles, they will win the war, and they're not going anyplace. And they will go to ridiculous lengths to try to convince you that they're doing something that is right and good and moral, and it's nothing of the kind. And I believe the country knows that. And that's why 22 is going to be ugly for them, not us. And then what we do is important as well after that. All right, let's take a break. Some Biden audio coming up. Who can forget this ditty?
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to foot.
Yes, and so that's something, a little tease there. Let's call it a tease, Jake. Tease of what you possibly could be hearing coming.
Oh, so they're going to translate for us?
No. It's nothing like that. It's more of stuff like that. It's the...
Oh, so there's more untranslatable stuff.
Coming up next on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News, right all along.
What's all that shouting?
Jordan must have run out of hot water again.
Teenagers.
I tell them 5 minutes is more than enough for a shower.
Try to raise them right.
Constant complaining, there's no more hot water.
I hear you.
Gonna hear about this for the rest of my life.
Dave.
Kids can hold a grudge. She'll probably write a book about what a terrible father I am.
Dave.
And never forget, she's the one who'll choose my nursing.
All right, good morning. This is something we do every once in a while, and I'm saying hi to everybody. Jake's looking at me. I'm saying hi to everybody that's watching this morning, getting up super early. I just want to see who's here. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, the website. If you're watching on Rumble, thank you very much. If you're... Now, here's the thing. We're on YouTube and we're on Facebook, both. We're there because it's fun. They're going to take us down sooner or later anyway. We've already been in YouTube jail a couple of times. So we're just having fun with them at this point. So if you're watching there, it's okay. If you're watching at Facebook, that's fine. Make sure you go to the website, though, drewsteele.com, because that's a really good place to be. All right. So let's see who's with us this morning, and whether you're on Rumble or I gotta pull up my Rumble page. All right, whether you're on Rumble or whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on the tubes of you. Hold on, let me go to my Rumble page. Bum, bum, bum. Stand by. Hold on. Okay. All right, so there you go. So we got our Rumble rants. We've got our good. Okay, there we go. So who's here? Let's see. Eric D is here. Hello, Eric D. This morning. Robert's watching. That is a cute dog. I don't know what kind of dog that is. I could guess, but probably not good to do. William Roseberry. Good morning, William. Good to see you. Matt Ken. He says, I'm watching on whatever platform you're on. Okay, well, then there you go, Matt. I appreciate that. Stephen America Republic. I like that. It's a good name. I like that. Gary's here. All right, Gary, appreciate you. He's watching on the tube. Laura Daughtry Thompson. All right. Back at you. So Laura graduated from someplace, apparently. I have, my eyesight is just shot. So if I look like I'm squinting or that I am, I am. All right, let's see. Matt, Brian Buccaneer. So Matt's a Buccaneer. Matt's in Naples. Morning, Matt. Brian Jones, good morning, sir. Good to see you there. Let's see. Florentina. Come on, Florentina. It's always good to see her there. Jeffrey's here. How you doing? Jeffrey Bozic. I don't know if I said it correctly. Sorry. Robert. Oh, said that it's it's Allie. All right, Allie the dog and Allie's a blend. I like the way you said it. I like the way you put it. You don't say, like, mutt's not the way to put it. You can't say mutt anymore. You have to. It's a blend. It's like it's like going to Starbucks and you get it's a nice blend. I like that. All right. So good to see everybody here this morning. I know there are others that don't chime in. They just watch because I see the numbers. And so I appreciate that. Todd's watching and he's got a muscle. I think that's what that is. Either it's a snake with a really big body and a small head. See, again, it's just so small. I can't see. Addie, look at Addie. You look, Addie, in that picture. You look so young to be watching a video. Look at her. All right. So we appreciate you all being there. If you're on Rumble, we appreciate it as well. I think, Rumble's doing all right. We're up. Just checking. All right, good times. I appreciate everybody being there, and stick around. So there's more coming up.
But in Afghanistan, Ben stepped on an IED while leading an anti-terrorism mission. Ben survived but lost both of his legs above the knee, 2 fingers, and sustained injuries to his right forearm. Ben now lives in a smart home from the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, which gave him back his independence despite his severe physical challenges. Help heroes like Ben. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Do you want to sell your home for the most money possible? Be sure to interview more than one agent. The home marketing process isn't the same with every realtor, and that difference could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. I'm Andrew Darda with the Darda Group. With over 50 years combined experience, we know the best formula to get the best results selling your home. Find out more and contact us. Go to dardagroup.com. That's DARDA group.com. dardagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
I'm Keith with Storm Shield Windows and Doors. For the past 50 years plus, salesmen have been invading people's homes and privacy, forcing high-pressure sales tactics down their throat. At Storm Shield, we believe in respecting your needs and wants. New for 2022, we are now offering in-office consultations. This means you, the client, pick the day and the time and come to our facility at your leisure. Just measure your windows and doors, width and height, take photos, and come on down and check us out. One of our professional and knowledgeable staff will assist you with your questions, show you our product, take you on a tour of our facility, or even just simply give you a quick estimate. We're here to serve you and make you comfortable. We're here to attend to your every need and want. After all, you are the boss and we work for you. Call Storm Shield now to set up a free in-office consultation at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. License number CGC A60475.
Chevy showroom, Marty.
Marty, I want a new Chevy.
Okay.
But I'm leaving my checkbook at home.
Well, how are you going to pay?
I'm not.
Huh?
And I'm not making payments until September.
Look, pal, you got to pay here.
Well, not at Victory Lane Chevrolet, because it's no pay May.
No pay?
Uh-huh. You can drive a new Chevy with no money down and no first payment, or make no payments until September. It's a no-brainer.
You're crazy.
Crazy about saving people money? It's no pay May at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Keep your money in your pocket and drive a new 2022 Chevy Silverado for just $399 a month, no money down and no first payment. Or finance any new Chevy in stock and make no payments until September 2022. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
39-month lease, 0 down, 10K miles per year, month have current lease and household taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer, no payments until September. 72 months with approved credit. Offers do not combine.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Cooling. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
It's Rockstar Harley's Triple Zero event. 0 cash down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until fall on any new Harley this week. Annual percentage rates such as 1.99% and no payments until fall on any new Harley at Rockstar Harley's Triple Zero event now through Sunday.
On approved credit. Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
The pilot on a flight from the Bahamas to Florida had a medical emergency, and a passenger with no idea how to fly successfully landed the plane at the airport. You can tell the guy didn't know how to fly because the plane actually arrived on time.
All right. One of the most amazing videos, there were a couple of different videos that were out there on the social media verse that I was watching with my family. I couldn't believe it. 2 different videos. One was this one, and I don't know if you saw it, but what was it, West Palm Beach? The guy is, let's a little bit more on this. So here is the air traffic controller, Robert Morgan, talking about helping out this passenger turned pilot and landing this plane.
There's a passenger flying a plane that's not a pilot, and the pilot's incapacitated. They said we need to try to help them land the plane.
What was the situation with the pilot?
He is incoherent. He is out.
Try to hold the wings level and see if you can start descending for me.
Keep him calm, point him to the runway, and just tell him how to reduce the power so he could descend to land. I just feel like it was probably meant to happen.
How did he do it? I don't fly planes. My buddy flies the plane. He shows me all different charts and different things and explains how, the plane is certain things with GPS and how you can just point, with GPS now and the way planes are, you can just go beep, beep, beep and just put it in. And once the plane's up in the air, you just let it go on cruise, basically, and the computer takes over everything. There's very few things you need to do once you're up in the air and getting down. But this was it looked like a 2-seater, and it was just a prop plane. And this guy landed the plane like he knew what he was doing. I mean, it hit a little hard, but it was remarkable. What is it? How do you do that? I know
Video games.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Video games.
I knew you were going to say that.
Video games.
That is my son's big thing right now. I mean, and not only is it's golf and snakes, which, by the way, I told you off the air, the story about the snake.
You did.
Yeah, which I'm not going to repeat on the air. But again, Let's just put it this way. He got bit multiple times.
And he was completely not phased.
Oh, laughed the whole time. He thought it was the coolest thing. Bit a bunch of
Not
times.
cool.
It was because he just knows his snakes, and he's got his field book that he carries, and he knows the difference between a moccasin and a water snake, a green water snake, like the differences and the shapes and everything else. And he just knows the stuff. And he came in the house, multiple bites, a couple of drops of blood, and everything. He's just like,
If I see a snake,
I got him though.
I'm out of here. I don't care what kind of snake it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so now his new thing that he likes doing is he does the simulator, the plane simulator, where you can fly a jet, you can fly a prop, the simulators. Okay. And I could see where somebody might be able to, and you hear those stories about so-and-so did this and they knew how to fly because they flew the simulator on their iPad or whatever. This guy had no experience, nothing, apparently was nothing like that, like never had that kind of experience. So how do you do that?
You know what experience he did have?
What?
Following directions.
Ah, you know what? That is a big reveal, everybody. You're right. You're right. That's all you need to. But man, just take a second and realize that moment where you've never flown a plane before. Could you do that? And then the pressure of being in the plane, the guy next to you is knocked out. You got to figure out how to do all of this. Somebody's going to coach you through it. And yeah, it's easy to say that while we're sitting here, but if you're in that position, how do you calmly?
As someone who plays Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is the most advanced flight sim out there.
Yeah.
Okay, I fly out of RSW and everything. So, and I get to fly over Cape Coral and Fort Myers.
Really?
It's great. Oh, it's beautiful. It's the craziest thing. But I am terrible, right? All I could do is get the plane off the ground. If you wanted me to put it back on the ground, I'll just close the game most of the time.
Yeah, that doesn't work in real life. But go
right,
ahead.
so don't ask me to
got
land
it.
the plane.
All right. It's hard. It's one of the hardest things to do is landing. The landing is the worst. I mean, I guess the whole thing is just look, kids flying is fun. Flying is absolutely fun. You're doing your thing, and then and don't do drugs. And so and for multiple reasons like flying. So yeah. But that story was out there, and then there was another video out of Boynton Beach. Did you see the Boynton Beach video? So there was a Boynton Beach video. There was someone, I don't know if it was a street camera. I guess it was a street camera is what it was. So it's a four-way intersection, street camera. And there's a medical emergency with a I guess it was a woman in the car. Did you see it? And she goes slowly through the intersection. She must have had a heart attack or something happened. Somebody gets out of their car and runs to chase the car down because she's passed out and the car is just moving into traffic across the intersection, a four-way intersection where cars are flying by. She runs out. She's screaming, trying to flag things, and it must have been like 6 or 7 people, bystanders, Good Samaritans, running out of their cars to not only slow the car down, but then to smash the window, get into the car, and help the person inside of the car. It was remarkable. And I bring it up because, man, I sat and I wanted to show my son so bad this video because of all the bad news that's out there, all the horrible things and the bad news and all the things we constantly talk about. And it seems like sometimes it's just negative. And you think there's no hope for human beings. There's no hope for mankind. And then you see a video like that and you're like, and even in Boynton Beach, it's the East Coast. I mean, even the East Coast of Florida. I'm just kidding. It's just it's an East Coast thing. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just those moments where you think there's no hope. And then all of a sudden you see a video like this and you feel good. You feel good, Jake? Sure.
It makes me feel good.
By the way, speaking of which, let me show you this moment. I'm holding, forgive me, I'm holding my phone. I'll have Jake describe what this is. My son took the coolest video yesterday, and I'm going to text. I should have texted this to you right away. Let me make sure it's turned on. Okay. So I know while we're on the air, and just because it's fun, because Jake can describe it to you, it's pretty awesome. And it's the kind of thing that this is what I'm texting this video over to you. So check it out. Kind of fun. You'll see in just a minute. All right, 239-479-5592. All right, maybe if you go to drewsteele.com, I can show the video. There you go. So All right, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's a hot mess. How do I know? I mean, I can fill up a page with and all kinds of things. Where do you want to start? It's
True international effort to pressure. Bad at healthcare. I got hairy legs. Not a joke.
Yeah.
We choose truth over facts.
I can do this all day long. So when Joe Biden's out in public, you can only cross your fingers and hope that he doesn't start a world war. Although it's well, anyway, let's skip the world war thing for now. So Joe Biden's out there in Illinois. He's talking to farmers. He's talking to union people, and he's getting all worked up, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't even know if I can play this because I don't know if you can hear it. Well, ultimately, we'll get to that point. So he's out there, and listen, I don't know how he's planning on making anything better, but he believes he can make things better with the economy and what we've heard. Some of the numbers, they are just unbelievable. If you didn't get a chance to hear some of the numbers from yesterday, not good at all. The economy is in rough shape right now. There's no doubt about it. And I'm trying to see where that audio was. All right, so let's just play. We're getting into recession, people. It's coming. It's gonna come because the Feds are gonna have to make it happen. We're gonna have to. We knew that jacking up the interest rates and the way the numbers are right now, that recession's coming. We're probably in it as we speak. We'll find out today or tomorrow what the condition is, and then ultimately, I don't know what happens next. I really don't. But the president yesterday saying that he's got a plan and everything's fine, so he's going to help.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a plan to lower the cost for everyday things and make most people who work to have, who need.
Yeah.
And that would have fundamentally changed the standard of living.
Yeah, that's all we got. Fundamentally change the standard of living. We got a plan. Doesn't tell you what the plan is. Has no plan. We don't know what the plan is, but he's got one. I think one of the plans that he has is focusing on everybody else and how everybody else is the problem. It's Putin's, Putin's price hikes and all this nonsense. But just to give you an idea of how he sticks to the script of
True international effort to pressure.
In other words, I don't know what he's talking about. Listen to this screamy, screechy, screaming Biden thing that he did yesterday, getting all upset at, I don't know what. Maybe you can help me with this.
Remember those long lines you'd see on the television? People lining up in all kinds of vehicles just to get a box of food in their trunk. How quickly we forget. People were hurting. And what did the MAGA crowd want to do? Forget it. Forget it. God, this is the United States of America. The idea that people would have to wait in line an hour, hour and a half to get a box of food in their trunk. It's just unbelievable.
Okay. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Does he have any idea? Like what it? And of course the MAGA thing. So MAGA is like a cuss word now, and everybody's got to bring up MAGA. So, and the Republicans don't want to do anything. We like seeing people with boxes of. I don't know what he's talking about or when he's talking about, because when Donald Trump was president of the United States, we didn't pay $5 for a gallon of gas. We didn't worry. Jake could go get a pound of bacon for $3. We didn't have to worry about the kind of things that we're dealing with now. So I'm not really sure where he's going with this.
And what is he talking about? A box of food?
I don't know. Maybe somewhere at one time during the pandemic, he saw people that were desperate for toilet paper, and he saw the box, and he thought the box was food instead of toilet paper, and somehow that's MAGA's fault. And I don't know what, does he realize that he's the president of the United States and that he's been the president for quite a long time? Now it's been like how many months? 18 months are we at? Where are we now? I mean, 16 months? And somehow he acts as if like he can't do anything, or it's all MAGA's fault. And by the way, the president, Trump, he's owning MAGA, and so are others, like the ultra MAGA thing, and he's kind of trolling people about the whole MAGA. We'll get to that in just a second. Remember, it was Jen Psaki who was like, no, economists tell us, everybody says this is just temporary. Remember a year ago?
To date, or proposals that have been made, most economic analysts have believed that it will have a temporary or transitory impact.
Yeah, you should stop listening to whoever those economists are, you know. Where are you getting your economists from? Is it like economistsorus.net or something like that? Is it, do they have a big giraffe, too, that walks around? And what else do they give you when you get an economist to get a sucker? Like a packaged sucker, you know, like one in a package. Of course, you end up being the sucker. Anyway, all right, so there's Joe. And then there was more of the... Now, let me just play this audio so I can just ask the question. Joe Biden yesterday, Illinois, talking to farmers or talking to... I don't know who he's talking to. He's talking to union people, and here you go.
We inherited an economy on the brink of a Great Depression. Millions of people losing their jobs, losing their homes, but even more importantly, losing hope.
When? Like, what? We inherited an economy on the brink of depression, people losing their homes, losing their jobs? What? Is that true? Jake, is that true? Where when he came into office, were people losing their homes and losing their jobs? I mean, the home thing, have you been paying attention to what's happening with homes? And I'm not sure that people are necessarily losing their homes. It seems quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Losing jobs. And here's the remarkable thing about what he just said. It's remarkable. I remember back, way back. Jake, I remember back in 2020, and I was having conversations with people about the pandemic, what's going to happen next, the fact that there was a time when we were locked in our homes. Are we forgetting that quickly, that we were locked in our homes? And trying to figure out what was going to happen, and people not going to work, and, the stimmy checks that were coming, and trying to help people, and, make ends meet. And then thinking to ourselves, boy, when this thing is over, the big push, you got to have a vaccine. Well, first it was testing. And then somehow the testing was going to help. Ridiculous as that was. And then after the testing, got to have a vaccine. We got to get vaxxed up. If we can get the population vaccinated, then everything will be just fine. And then we see how that went. And there's still people that are mad at, I don't want to say that. There's still people that are upset at people who are not vaccinated, as if they ruined everything. Gotcha. But we all said the same thing. Man, if Donald Trump loses the election for some reason, or if he wins the election, especially, this country's going to come roaring back. I mean, roaring back. Because once we open back up, what, Jake? What happens when a country opens back up after being told they have to be locked down in their homes? When they're allowed to come out again, what do people do? They go to work. They spend money.
True international pressure.
Exactly. They go back out and they enjoy and they spend and they do things because now life is good. We're back to normal. And all of a sudden, all these jobs are going to come, everything's going to come roaring back. That's what Joe Biden inherited. Am I crazy? He didn't inherit people losing their homes and losing their jobs in a depression. He inherited a country that was getting ready to roar back. Once the restrictions, all of these things were lifted, once people came to their senses because we knew the science and we knew what we could do and who were the vulnerable and who weren't, and if we would have made these right decisions, everything could have come roaring back, and he could have had this. And many people said that. They said, man, Joe Biden's going to get a hold of this economy, and he's going to look like he saved it. He's going to look like a savior of the country because right away, all he has to do is open the country back up, and I can't snap my finger enough. And then right away, the economy's going to come roaring back, and man, he's going to look like the best president ever. And he's going to be handed this gift. And look where we are. And look where we are. Quite the opposite has happened. How is that possible? How is it possible? When Joe Biden says, this administration, the most job creation, and you didn't create anything. All you did was open the door, unlock the door, and say, yeah, you can come out now. That's all you did. And that's all you had to do to be I don't want to say a hero, because no way Joe Biden's going to be here. But you see what I'm saying? You gotta work really hard to destroy this economy. You gotta work at it to put us in the place that we're at right now. And man, does he work at it. And man, the Democrats do that well. You lefties out there, boy, you know how to just destroy things, don't you? Just stop touching stuff. Just keep your hands off of things. To me, that was just remarkable. Where we could have been, where we should be. And the minute Joe Biden walked into office, the first thing is like, yeah, no more oil. That's it. No fossil fuel. No. We got to get rid of. We can't. Yeah, the XL. I'm not a fan of the letter X or L, or even pipelines. Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say that pipes might be something that. I don't want to go there. It's not fair to make a joke about people's family. All right, 239-479-5592. Let's go. Let's take a break. When we come back, how many Lee County school board members does it take to destroy a district? I don't know. I got questions. Got to ask this because more news about the many ways that things need to be cleaned up, and you have an opportunity to do that. That coming up in just a bit. Stay break 92.5. Fox News right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key.
Hey, just to let you know, just real fast, a little inside baseball. Just so you can hear me. Pez, are you still there? So if you're looking at the feed, if you're looking on Facebook, Drew Steele Radio on Facebook, my buddy Pez is in the house. Pez, are you still there? I'm just trying to check to see. So if you're wondering, just a quick inside Drew Steele baseball that you'll only get on the video feed. I don't see that he's answering back, but anyway, my buddy Pez, who is watching right now on Facebook, my music career and how it went before I started my talk career. The start, the genesis, the beginning was Pez. And just giving him a shout out because I see that he's in the house for maybe he's in and out for a quick second. He's awesome. And shout out to you, Pez. And great drummer. And there you go. All right, so a little inside baseball because I just saw he popped in. So, and I don't know who else is watching right now. I know we're on a delay, so if Pez, you're there, if you want to say, give me a thumbs up or something, and anybody else who's watching. And listen, I hope everything that I'm talking about makes sense to you and that you understand, you know, what it is I'm talking about when it comes to where we could be as opposed to where we are. And how frustrating it is for so many people because it doesn't have to be this way. All of these things that are happening right now. Pez knows a lot about fertilizer and, you know, farms and fertilizing the ground and how you've got natural gas and how that's how you get fertilizer from natural gas. Well, you also get it from cows, but we can't have cows. That's a whole other subject. But the idea that we had opportunities to grow, to do things, and you have to make it so that we didn't have the kind of growth that was expected coming out of a pandemic instead of being where we are. All right, hope all of that made sense. And I don't see one single comment coming through after all of this, so I'm on an island. Okay, no problem. All right, well, good. Just wanted to say what's up. All right, back to as you were.
Today is a great day.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Remain vigilant. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Biden is telling us, saying today we mark what he calls a tragic milestone, 1 million COVID deaths in the U.S.
It comes in a White House statement released hours before he convenes his second COVID-19 summit. According to Johns Hopkins University, the U.S. has lost 998,997 lives to COVID. The president is also expected to issue a proclamation ordering flags at the White House and federal buildings across the country to fly the flag at half-staff until Monday to mark the 1 million deaths.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. North Korea has finally acknowledged COVID cases there after saying for 2 years the virus was kept out. The country's imposed a nationwide lockdown. North Korea also has launched 3 more missiles into the sea. The 16th test this year. Japan and South Korea believe they were ballistic missiles amid a nuclear and sanctions standoff between North Korea and the U.S. In Ukraine,
forces here continue to counterattack Russia near Kharkiv, which is Ukraine's second largest city. Ukraine reclaiming 5 villages there. And Russia has now reportedly withdrawn units from that city to reorganize, according to the British Defense Ministry.
Fox's Matt Finn in Lviv. This is Russia keeps bombarding Mariupol, still trying to defeat Ukrainian Marines, still hold up in the rough conditions inside a steel plant in that port city. Russia is not happy. Finland is on the brink of joining NATO, saying that will not help the stability and security of Europe. Finland has a long border with Russia, and its president and prime minister say they approve of joining the alliance, paving the way for membership. It's not a big wildfire, but it was destructive in Southern California near Laguna Hills, burning down about 20 multi-million-dollar coastal homes.
And it is 0% contained, 195 acres right now, and of course only 1 day active. It started yesterday. The cause is unknown.
That's Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Still watching delays on Daniels Parkway right at Gateway Boulevard due to a crash. No injuries reported, but there is some debris in the right lane, so traffic heading in the southwest direction of Daniels Parkway, seeing a lot of backups right now. Elsewhere in the county, 75, very slow moving as you pass the Corkscrew Road exit headed southbound throughout Estero. Speeds around 17 miles per hour. Palm Beach Boulevard as you pass Riverdale High School, Fort Myers Shores area, also very slow moving. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
High temperatures only level out in the upper 80s this afternoon under partly cloudy skies that will start to fill out the air right after lunchtime for today. Low-end rain chances will begin by 2 to 3 p.m. Those rain chances increasing towards the coastline as we approach the evening, where a few weak thunderstorms will be possible into the early overnight hours tonight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I just had a Liberty Safe from A Locksmith installed and delivered to my house. I gotta tell you, I love it. The perfect size, exactly what I was looking for. Andrew at A Locksmith, when you meet him, you will know that this is the person you want to do business with. He's awesome. The staff, of course, is as well, licensed, bonded, insured. Available 24/7, 365 with a rapid response team for all your locksmith emergencies or needs. So what is it you need from A Locksmith? Maybe a gun safe, jewelry safe, floor and wall safes, even commercial safes. Their Liberty safes are the best quality, made with great craftsmanship, and they have safes that are a perfect fit for any home or office. But it is about the people, and like I said, Andrew is fantastic. You're going to want to do business with them, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. Now, you got 2 showrooms in Naples. One's across from Mercado on US 41, and in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on Tamiami Trail. They've been keeping Naples safe since 1973. So visit them today at alocksmithnaples.com.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. Are you paying for your own health insurance? Are you happy with it? Did you enroll into an Affordable Care Act plan with a high deductible and limited network? Well, you're not stuck with it. Folks, there's a better option. My Freedom of Choice plan is available all year round, and it puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. If you're paying for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper, an expert with 25 years experience at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, and we can custom design a plan that's managed by you, not the government.
Do you have an old sedan? Sutherland buys it. How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultimas, certified Rogues, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Don't go through another summer with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, that pain in your back, your knees, your shoulder, it can now be treated with the latest in precision medicine using natural biologics, growth factors that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Really exciting stuff here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving you access right here to this modern-day joint pain solution. You can get lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. You've heard Emmett Smith raving about QC Kinetics. You've read or seen other high-profile people talking about it. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can help you get your life back. Take action now. Get a free consultation. Powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics are here. Call QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and in Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $60 a month for 24 months with a 2-year agreement. And now with more speed to help keep all your connected devices running. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 6/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet and Comcast Business Security Edge customers only. Equipment installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Most innovative based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Bill Gates announced that he has tested positive for a breakthrough case of the coronavirus. Gates says he probably got the virus because he forgot to install McAfee.
All right, I did that for Jake because I know Jake is a big Windows guy, and so did you install your McAfee? How you doing on your security on your Windows? You all good with that?
My security is actually I maintain the security of my device because
okay, that's why I'm worried. So I was no, actually, if I was going to trust anybody with security on my computer and somebody who would know the ins and outs and the innards, if you will. It's Jake the
I
Millennial.
actually have a certificate in cybersecurity.
A certificate for what?
I'm certified.
Certified what?
I'm just certified.
Who certified
Don't
you?
Don't worry about it.
Did you get it online? Somebody on the interwebs, on Al Gore's famous interwebs, sent you a certificate and said, "Hey, do you want to?"
I might have just downloaded one and photoshopped my name on it and converted it to a PDF. Not important.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't believe in antivirus. I will say this.
Oh, okay. Now, wait. I have to say this quickly. Hold on a second. Just so you understand that the thoughts and views of Jake the Millennial on the security of your computer are not necessarily those of this station, this host, or anybody in this building at all, whether living, breathing, or not. That's a weird thing to say. But anyway, go ahead.
So what I do is, first of all, your firewall and whatever antivirus comes on your computer is good enough. Okay, what the problem is with people downloading and clicking stuff that they don't know what it is. The majority of the time that you get a virus on the computer, it's your fault. You're clicking stuff that is too good to be true. In an email, you won $5,000, sign up here, and then your bank account gets drained. Okay? Don't believe stuff on the internet. Any of it. None of it. Okay. It's that simple.
The views of Jake Millennial are not necessarily those of this host, this station, or anybody in the building, whether living or breathing or not. Again, and that's not even scripted. That just came off the top.
That was really good.
That was excellent. Is actually what it was.
Never done a disclaimer before.
So there you go. I only bring up the Bill Gates thing because Fox National is doing the same thing. Stop with the. What is it? The millionth COVID death, and now we have the White House is doing this big thing and letting people know about it, and it's you realize. I don't know how many of you have had this situation. Listen, I'm not minimizing people who have had a hard time with COVID early on and passed away from it. I'm not minimizing any of that. All I'm saying is that number one, there's a lot of questions about with and of COVID when it comes to deaths. The second thing is where we are right now in this time period, on this date, at this time, if you look at your watch and where we are, how many people do you know have had COVID? And COVID's just like a cold right now. So Bill Gates has COVID. So no, he has like the 4th or 5th variant of what COVID started as, which turns out now to be a couple of sniffles and I'm not feeling so great, but I'll be up and running in just a couple of minutes. But somehow we're continuing this. I mean, what was it? Wasn't it, Oh man, I gotta find this audio. Because this is another thing that drives people crazy. Maybe it's just driving me crazy, but you're listening to me. So I'm sorry, you're along for the ride. Okay, let me find this. Wasn't it Fauci yesterday? Didn't Fauci say something? I know not many people want to hear what Fauci has to say. And that guy is just unbelievable.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Sorry, I shouldn't really say that. I mean, okay. The Fauci, the man of science, as we know, anything he says, it's science. And so that's it, right? And Biden was happy that it was back. Fauci represents science. And
I represent science.
What did he say yesterday? He said that the pandemic's never going to go away. Wasn't that kind of, I don't know if that was his exact quote, but if I'm not mistaken, and this may be a little long piece of audio, but I have to play it if I can find it. It was, yeah, here it is. Okay. So yesterday, Fauci's on Capitol Hill. He was asked if he's responsible for 2 letters in Nature Medicine and The Lancet swatting down the lab leak theory in 2020. So he was asked about that. That was one thing. Listen to this.
Moving on, when the prospect of a lab leak from Wuhan gained traction in April of 2020, Dr. Collins told you that you should find some way to, quote, put down this very destructive conspiracy. We also understand that Dr. Collins emphasized that the lab leak theory could damage science and international harmony. Did you direct letters to 2 professional journals be written, The Lancet and Nature Medicine?
No.
You did not ask Daszak to write the letter to The Lancet?
No.
Did you review it before it was sent?
No.
Okay, but there was a FOIA request on this very topic. And Fauci, check this out. He did a review of the Nature paper. And through this FOIA request, they found out that it's possible that he made some changes. So, is he flat out lying? Okay, it's like stretching, it's this weird, creepy stretching the truth. All right, here you go. Is the COVID emergency ever going to end? It's kind of, this is long. Somebody asked and wants to know, listen, when are we going to get through this? What's going on with the pandemic? Where are we going to get an answer on this? When's this emergency, this pandemic going to end?
No, there is really no firm, widely acceptable definition. When one talks about pandemic, you talk about a highly transmissible infection that is essentially widely distributed throughout the globe. I've spoken about this recently.
I got to stop right there. He goes on to say that he doesn't think you're going to see all of a sudden one day that there's going to be a declaration that the pandemic is over. That's his quote. So we are going to be, in Dr. Fauci's eyes,
I represent science.
Full on, 100% pandemic emergency mode until he decides that we can say it's, yeah, we moved on. Moving on. We're moving on, and we're moving on with this topic as well. We're just moving on. All right. How about a couple of victories? Can we have a little bit? Yeah. How about some good news out? What? What are you laughing at? How about some good news out there? All right. How about some from our Florida governor, the freedom governor, governor that knows freedom better than anybody else, the free state of Florida, Ron DeSantis. You know, there were many people that said, this whole Disney thing, you can't do this to them, revoking special privileges enjoyed by Disney. Well, it turns out that a judge threw out a lawsuit challenging the law, revoking the special privileges. The State Bill 4C that was signed required Disney to obey building inspections and planning and zoning controls under Osceola and Orange counties. It goes in effect in July. Well, there were some people that were suing, targeted Reedy Creek, by the way, the improvement district. They have their own utilities and other services, right? They could do all kinds of things, including the discussion of if they ever wanted to build a nuclear plant, they could do that. Who knows what else? And so there was a complaint that was filed, and it was dismissed by a U.S. District Court judge. So They're saying that the plaintiffs do not plausibly allege that they have suffered any concrete injury as a result of the alleged violation of Disney's First Amendment rights, and nothing in the complaint shows plaintiffs have a close relationship with Disney. So basically, it doesn't apply to them. No direct harm to you. I know you want to sue and you're trying to help out Disney, but sorry. So there you go, a little bit of a victory for the governor of the state of Florida. So victory there, and then okay, all right, we got the victory music. How about more victory music? Jake the Millennial, you like guns? Big fan of guns? You like guns? Like the idea that you can have one if you want one?
I don't like it. It's mandatory.
Okay, wait a minute. Wasn't ready for that answer. Hold on a second. The right, the constitutional, God-given constitutional.
Yeah, it doesn't
right
matter if I like it.
Right,
It's mandatory.
Right, but well, the idea is that you may not personally like guns. You may not have a thing against guns, but if I want to have the guns that I have, that I thoroughly enjoy, love shooting, and you're looking at that and saying, hey, you got the right.
Yes, you do.
Okay, good for me. So here's some people in California who are like, yeah, we don't like you having them. As a matter of fact, we're going to do a lot of things we're going to try to do to take away your right to have them. And the state of California, as you can imagine, has a ban on semi-automatic weapons and sales to those under 21. And so a U.S. appeals court, a Ninth Circuit Court, I'm going to get back to that. Remember Ninth Circuit Court. This is a U.S. appeals court, ruled on Wednesday that California's ban on the sale of semi-automatic weapons to adults under 21, get ready, is unconstitutional. That's right. The San Francisco-based Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said the law violates the Second Amendment right to bear arms, and a San Diego judge should have blocked what he called an almost total ban on semi-automatic centerfire rifles for young adults. The ruling goes on to talk about other things that have to do with the case, but the Ninth Circuit Court, if you know anything about circuit courts, and you should, the Ninth Circuit Court is one that was used many, many, many times in cases because it's one of the most, it's in San Francisco, it's one of the most liberal courts you can possibly imagine. So anytime there was something that was going on, if we could direct it to the Ninth Circuit Court, if you're a big lefty, you knew you were going to win that case. You were going to win with that circuit court. Well, maybe a little attaboy. I hate to do it, but you gotta give attaboys where they're due, and you gotta give an attaboy to.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay, sorry. Okay, not maybe at a person, at a them, at a they, at a she. I don't know what you want to call it. An to not only the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, but let's say it, Mitch McConnell, because there were new appointments to the court. 3 new appointments to the court, the Ninth Circuit Court. That was the big lefty court in the country. And thanks to the former president of the United States, with the help of Mitch McConnell, that's right, they were able to put a couple of judges in there that, hey, you know what? They're not so lefty. And they were the ones that ruled with the majority. So that is some good news, everybody. And it's something to keep an eye on, some victories out there. There's some positive news, so that is good. We're going to get into some of the negative stuff coming up in just a bit. I'm really... I don't know if I want to go here, Jake. Kind of turning all these positives into a story and getting into something completely different that has to do with negatives, but I guess we have to sooner or later. So a record number of Americans now died from drug overdoses last year. The numbers are astronomical. It should be concerning to every person, whether you're here in Southwest Florida, across the country. Data from the CDC's National Vital Statistics System for the year 21 predicted that over 107,000 Americans have died from drug overdoses. Can I remind people that is almost when you're talking about the data from 20 and 21, from 2020 to 2021, I think 2020, there were like another 100,000 people. There were 93,000 people that died from overdoses. There's a 15% increase. Do you realize that that's a quarter of the amount of people who died from COVID? Overdose deaths have also increased by about 50% since 2019. Around 72,000 people died of drug overdoses. California leading the way. You ready for this? Florida came in second. California leading the way with year-to-year increases. You know, we got to call a lot of this for what it is. Deaths involving synthetic opioids like fentanyl responsible for a large share of the deaths, according to the New York Times. From 58 to 71,000. Deaths associated with stimulants like methamphetamines rose from 25 to 33. Fentanyl's becoming more prevalent because they're mixing it with other drugs. And I'm just going to put this out there. It's not going to make Jake happy. It's not going to make a lot of you happy, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I'm not here to... Well, I am here to make you happy, but I am also here to give you my opinion and would like your feedback. Look, this is a failure, certainly, of our immigration system in the southern border and how that fentanyl is pouring across the border, and it's a crisis. And when people are dying, and you can take it back to the fentanyl crisis and what is going on, then you have to hold the administration accountable because they're not doing every single thing that they can to protect American citizens. And by the way, to me and to many others, that's an impeachable offense, period, full stop. Now, having said that, there's some other things. Man, the war on drugs, if you want to talk about it, in the New York Times article, they talked about how, listen, since the 70s, I think since 1970, deaths due to drugs have increased every single year, except I think 1 year. I don't remember when it was. I want to say it was in the 90s. It was an anomaly, but every single year, overdose deaths have increased. And so it is frustrating for a lot of people. Look, there's two sides of it. I'm just taking one side of the argument. You know, shouldn't we be doing everything we can, not just to educate our kids, educate people on drug use, and certainly stopping drugs from coming across the border, but this idea that legalizing certain things is going to lead to yet less use and less overdoses and the like, and it hasn't come to fruition. There are some that are going to say, no, you don't understand. If we legalize, for example, pot across the country, then it's not going to be laced because you're not meeting some guy in an alley someplace and getting the stuff, or wherever you're meeting them to get this stuff illegally and not knowing what's in it. And if it's regulated, then you can make sure that isn't in it. Yeah, you may have a point there, but the idea that the illegal trade is going to go away has been proven false, has it not? Because if that were the case, there would be less trafficking, there would be less things that are happening. And the fact is that people that are going to traffic and they're going to do these things illegally are going to find some other way or some other substance, something else that will be the new fad or the new thing, or something that they can create that they will traffic. If they don't have the one that is now legalized, they'll find something else. And it's just like nothing's working. It's just like nothing's working. What do we do? I mean, I don't know the answer. I'm asking you, but there are certain things that we have to say and call out on both sides. Both sides. Listen, you may be right that the legalization of certain drugs, to be able to take them and separate them from dealers, are a good thing because of the issue of laced products and dying from that. And I understand your argument, but man, it also leads to in the concerns of gateway drugs. And listen, if you don't like the term gateway drugs, I'm sorry, but it is a reality, and there's data to back it up. So you got to have that side of the conversation too. I don't know what we do, but man, it's definitely something that is serious. We can start with an administration that locks down the border and is concerned about this issue, which they don't seem to be too concerned about. So, and I know it gets people all riled up. So there go the calls. All right, 239-479-5592. And it's good. This is what it's about. It's about the conversation, right? That's what the lefties love. They love the conversation. I mean, let's not get carried away. I mean, don't be right or true on anything because you mess with us. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Power outages are common in Florida. Any homeowner who's experienced a lengthy power outage knows the value of a whole home standby generator. I'm Nathan, one of the owners at Generators by Design. We live here too, and we recognize that a reliable standby source of power is a tremendous comfort and possibly even a lifesaver. Despite what Mother Nature may bring, be confident knowing you'll have working lights, appliances, and of course, AC. At Generators by Design, we install fully automatic systems for your particular home and your specific needs. With over 40 combined years of experience in the electrical, gas, and generator business, we guarantee your satisfaction. We stand for the flag, love our great country, and care about our customers. Call us at 239-689-8786. I'll personally come out, meet you, and provide a free evaluation and estimate. Online at generatorsbydesign.com. That's generatorsbydesign.com. Generators by Design, where your power is our priority.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
When searching for a frameless shower door, what's important to you? Trust, convenience, reliability, meticulous installation with a great product and warranty? At My Shower Door, check all those boxes. Over 2,500 Google reviews, 100,000 installations, 9 convenient Florida locations, and the highest quality product made right here in Southwest Florida. My Shower Door has a newly updated website to view the product, see what customers say, and arrange a free estimate. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're headed out on I-75 in Collier County this morning, want to make you aware of a ladder in the road near mile marker 107. This is if you're traveling in the northbound direction. That ladder right in the middle of the roadway. A service truck is en route to get it removed, but something to be aware of. Use caution if you are approaching that area. Elsewhere on the interstate, only other issues I'm seeing in Lee County Headed southbound past the normal spots, Alico Road, Corkscrew Road exits. Speed slowing to about 17 miles per hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
High temperatures only level out in the upper 80s this afternoon under partly cloudy skies that will start to fill out the air right after lunchtime for today. Low-end rain chances will begin by 2 to 3 p.m. Those rain chances increasing towards the coastline as we approach the evening, where a few weak thunderstorms will be possible into the early overnight hours tonight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a 30-year CPA, I have found that there are two factors that determine how much and how fast you accumulate wealth: the amount you pay in income taxes and how well your investments perform. Today, our financial market's under extreme pressure from unrelenting inflation that is at a 40-year high. More aggressive planned interest rate increases will further devalue equities and lessen monthly investment income. Now is the time to protect your gains from the last market cycle. Key City Capital is a leading provider of workforce rental real estate and asset-backed lending investments focusing on landlord-friendly states located in Sunbelt states. To learn more about the Key City value proposition, we host a free monthly dinner in Naples at the Tiburon Country Club. To register for the dinner or to schedule a complimentary consultation, visit kcap989.com. That's kcap989.com, or call 239-330-2080, 239-330-2080.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Well, is the little pill working yet?
Men, these days could be a thing of the past. This is Dr. Lou Spangler of MyGenix. Recent advances in non-surgical treatment for erectile dysfunction combining high-frequency shockwave therapy with the P-Shot, which utilizes platelet-rich plasma, can help restore your virility. These treatments help restore blood flow to the penis and rejuvenate penile tissues, resulting in longer, stronger, firmer, more satisfying erections. Both treatments are simple, in-office procedures, and there is little to no pain and no downtime. You can resume all normal activities immediately after treatment, including sexual activity. Men, you don't have to suffer anymore. If you have erectile dysfunction or simply want to improve your sexual function, call MyGenix at 239-277-9999 for a free consultation. That's MyGenix at 239-277-9999. Again, that's 239-277-9999.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. The Federal Reserve has made clear their intention of raising interest rates to help reduce inflation. But do you know how increasing rates are affecting the value of your bond holdings and what exactly that means to you and your money? Well, if you don't, you should. We all have blind spots, especially in times of change. And that's why the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors can stress test the bonds in your portfolio. The results of a stress test show you how those bonds may hold up under a variety of future economic conditions. By stress testing, the Cordasco team can help you minimize your blind spots. With interest rates rising, inflation on the move, continued market volatility, consider making the call to my friend Steve Cordasco or John Walker for a free stress test. 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with the Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Serving Southwest Florida since 1977. To learn more and schedule an appointment, visit firstclassairconditioning.com.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
2 unoccupied beach houses in North Carolina recently fell into the ocean, or as the realtor put it, 360-degree ocean views.
Sorry. That made me laugh. I'm sorry. That's funny. It's not funny that, I mean, they were unoccupied, but did you see the video of it? It was on the social media verse, these house on stilts, and then there they go, right into the ocean. And they were on Zillow for like $300,000. That's what I heard. I'm just saying, it's global warming. It's climate change. That's what it is. That's why you don't buy oceanfront. That's why everybody, if you're in Miami, you got to move out. What are you doing? Let's go. Or Fort Myers Beach or anybody. It's Sanibel. What are you people doing out there on Sanibel? You're going to be underwater. And what time is it? You got time for lunch, but after that, you got to go. Yeah, they did a story. I'm sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent here. We're going to talk about school districts, Lee County schools. And if you're looking for another reason why in 22 you got to get up and vote, and you're going to have to vote for the right people, those in a lot of cases that aren't on the board right now, to be quite honest with you, it needs to be washed clean. I'm going to give you some examples coming up, and I'll let you decide. I'm just going to read the news reports. You can decide what you think about it. But yes, the two of us, we were in the break room. Jake was looking for bacon, as he usually does. I don't know why you just don't bring some in here and just microwave it. I mean, why not do that? And don't call it nuking. Can you stop doing that? Can we all agree that when somebody says, I'm going to nuke up some bacon in the microwave, don't call it nuking?
Yeah, we should actually call it nuking.
No.
Call it nuking.
I mean, it's definitely, there are questions, I'm still, my history, and I've talked about this before on the air about microwaves and radar ranges and all these kind of things, and how some of the early radar ranges that were, I guess, microwave lights or whatever they were back in the 60s and 70s had a grate in front of them where the steam would come out of the grate, like they weren't even closed units. My grandmother used to fire up the radar range, and you'd see the steam coming out, and it's like, I'm going to go walk in the other room. I'm not standing in here. I'm sorry. But yeah, the nuking thing, we shouldn't call it that. Why do you want to call it nuking food in the box?
You're nuking it.
No, you're not nuking it. It's just
kinda.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as we were in the break room, one of the CBS News has their big the Talking Head show, and it's they go to their big stories, and they're talking about inflation and all these different things, and they brought up, I guess, in New Zealand or someplace, there's a reef that is 90. They said that 90% of the coral reef that they have viewed was bleached. And you know why it's bleached. Do you need the answer?
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Climate change. Of course, it's global warming, everybody. Climate change. And then at the end of the story, they said the good news is, if you want some good news, it's another reason why we have to do something about climate change, and it's a crisis. But the scientists say that if the temperatures of the oceans change enough, there's a chance they could recover. Now, again, of course, there's a lot of context that's not there. Like when they said 90% of what they viewed was bleached. Was it like a 20 square mile area of reef, or was it maybe a little square like the size of your hand? I'm just asking you. There's so many things out of context. I don't know how much they saw. They could have witnessed just a tiny little piece as big as your thumb and said, "Wow, look at all that's bleached." So, and then of course the hysteria about climate change, which is ridiculous, because then Barack Obama wouldn't have a house there on the water, $15 million in places that are going to be underwater. And we could go on and on with the hypocrisy and how over the top it gets. And listen, maybe there's some things going on, but the hysteria, the crisis and everything else, how about we get inflation in check first? What do you say? Hey, how about we lock down the border? I'll make you a deal. Here's the deal of the century. You ready for the deal of the century, Jake? Here we go. You ready? I will give you whatever you want on climate change if you lock down the borders right now. Full stop, full wall, people there, stop them. What do you say? You with me? Come on. See, if you're a big lefty, right, Jake? If I'm dealing with you, and you pretend to be the lefty. Go ahead.
I like my avocados.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Good for you. You just wanted to be able to chew that chip that's in your hand on the air live. Okay, so you're the big lefty. See, here's what happens. Just a little inside baseball. You ready? Here's how it works. I, being of good conscience, caring about the United States of America and the constitutional republic that we are, and funding police and safe streets, and I want to make sure that the border is locked down, not only to stop the fentanyl from coming across the border, not only some of the terrorists. Yeah, I think there were 42 of them that we know of that are now somewhere in the country that were on the terrorist watch list that came across the border, and I'm sure there's more. And a lot of questions that we have about the border. I come in good conscience and say, hey, what do you say we lock up the border? And I will give you whatever it is you want on your big old greeny climate changey dealio. We'll save the polar bears from dipping their toes in the Arctic. Whatever, I don't know what it is you want. And then you, as a lefty, say what to me?
It's not good enough.
No, that's not what you say.
What do I say?
You say to me, okay, let's do it. And then we both agree and we sit down. But you as the lefty, here's what you do. I give you all the good greeny stuff that you want and everything else. And you don't do anything. You renege on your deal. That's what you do. That's what you always do. Democrats, lefties, that's what you always do. You always tell us you're going to do something. And then when you actually have to put up, you shut up. You don't do it. And that's the problem. You're not honest brokers in the conversation. Hey, speaking of honest brokers in the conversation, a couple of things that are going on with education that I think is very important. Number one, Jim Jordan was on with Jesse Waters last night on his program and blasting Merrick Garland because apparently, unlike what was said and how many people have talked about, Merrick Garland would never use counterterrorism resources to target concerned parents. Hey, whistleblower comes along and says, yeah, that's not what happened. And Jim Jordan's like, he lied to us.
Yeah, what he said in the committee was a direct contradiction of the facts that we now know because of this brave whistleblower. I mean, he said he wouldn't use counterterrorism resources to go after moms and dads, would not do that. That, in fact, looks exactly like what they did. And again, if you're a mom, you're a dad, you're a gun owner, you're a Republican, and you're standing up for your kids, oh, my goodness, look out, because here comes the FBI. And again, in a direct contradiction to what he told us under oath in the committee. And
okay. So, just like I told you, you're not honest brokers. This is what you lefties, Democrats, this is what you do. Merrick Garland says, no, we would never use counterterrorism resources to target concerned parents at school board meetings. And guess what? You did it. A whistleblower comes along, and there's Jim Jordan to talk about the story of a whistleblower who explained that that's exactly what the DOJ is doing. Merrick Garland is using counterterrorism resources to target you, concerned parents. Because you don't listen to rules and laws, and then you make things up, and then you say that we're never going to do something, and then you do it anyway. This is why we can't trust you. This is why you need to politically leave. This is why you need to be tossed into the heap of other lefties politically that are gone through elections. Here's another example. Let me give you this one. Okay, so when there are people that are saying things like, yeah, Ron DeSantis, he passes a law, and this particular law talks about the concerns that some people have with gender ideology, transgender ideology, to pre-K, to third graders. We're concerned about kids being taught this in our schools. And so the governor comes along and with the legislature says, yeah, you know what? We're not really going to do this in the state of Florida. We have a concern about this. And so we're going to pass laws because we can't trust you to make sure that you're not going to do this in districts near you, with schools near you. And so what ends up happening? You have people getting together, like in this one school district, during a creating and sustaining GSA in elementary schools. Now, if you're wondering what a GSA is, do you know what? I had to look it up because I didn't know what is GSA. And I guess GSA in schools in this meeting with teachers stands for, what was it? Is this it? Okay. Anyway, no, that's not what it is. It's not General Services Administration. It has to do with it's gender and sexualization in elementary schools, creating and sustaining it. A virtual panel. Teachers were asked if they would abide by parents' requests to use their child's legal name and sex-based pronouns instead of the child's chosen name and preferred pronouns. In other words, there are parents that are like, listen, I don't know what's going on here in the schools, but my request to you as a teacher is to use their legal name and sex-based pronouns. In other words, when I send my kid to school, don't start calling them something that we as a family call them at home. You don't make the decision on your own. This is something we're telling you to do. And what did they say in this creating a sustaining GSAs in elementary schools virtual panel with teachers? What does the teacher say?
Piggybacking on what Kieran said, on our first meeting, we had a conversation about what the expectations are within our club, and confidentiality was brought up. And so we had this clause where anybody who comes to Rainbow Club, it's not like a secret, but it's just something that we keep within the club itself. And so it has come to the point where if someone misses the meeting or they're like late for something and I want to approach them out on the yard, I refrain from doing it because of that confidentiality.
Yeah, so anybody who comes to this club, this Rainbow Club, and that's what they were discussing during this meeting, is basically it's not like a secret, but we're going to keep it within the club itself. So what happens is in this Gender and Sexuality Alliance Club, it's kept confidential. So yeah, when the parents say, yeah, we don't want you to have not only necessarily these kids in your club, but we also want you to call them by their given name, what we gave them as parents, and address them as the gender that they are. The teachers are like, yeah, if you're in the club, sorry, yeah, we're not going to do what you want. This is the MO. This is the MO of the left in this country. We don't care. You get as our friend Dan Bongino likes to say, the double-barrel middle finger kind of thing going on. And I'm sorry, but you don't get what you want. We're going to do what we want, and you can forget about it. And this is the problem that we have. Is that even though we have laws in place, even though we don't even have a law, we have a request by parents who elect you to do what they want, you don't listen. And then we come to find out that apparently we've got the same situation going on in some ways here in Lee County. Number one, I find out through, Wink had this story, and some other news outlets here in Southwest Florida also had this story about a renewed call for a Lee County School Board member to resign on Wednesday night, a whistleblower complaint. There's that whistleblower complaint, and a historic move for the board. They censured one of the school board members. It was Chris Patrica was censured until a whistleblower complaint can be investigated and completed. It's the first time in the Lee School Board history that they had to censure one of the members. And it wasn't just one person. So if somebody says, well, it must have been one of those evil Republicans or one of those MAGA people. No, the whole board did it. Stems from a whistleblower complaint. And they need to, and again, here we go again. It's like it always seems like it's something with this board. We come to find out that the Florida Department of Education sent a letter to Lee County School Superintendent reprimanding a board member, Betsy Vaughn, for discussing how to talk about and what's going to happen with requirements due to the Parental Rights in Education law and the newly signed Stop Woke Act. The Education Commissioner, the one that's the interim right now, sent a letter on May 6th, brought to the department's attention that during a Lee County School Board workshop on April 26th, there were conversations about ways to circumvent the upcoming requirements set forth in the House bills, to circumvent them. Like the discussion was about, hey, listen, what are we going to do here? How are we going to train? What do we do if we go over the line in training? And I guess in this meeting, it was Betsy Vaughn who said, I can say that we will go over the line. Now, what did she mean by that? Did she mean that we're going to go over the line because we're going to do this whether they like it or not? Or did she say that because everything is so tough now and so particular with the law that it's going to be hard not to go over the line because we don't know what the line is? Well, let's just put it this way. Stop doing it. Teach. I had this conversation the other day, and I know we got to go because we got to do Drew's College, but let me just say this quickly. There are teachers that are complaining to you as a parent and are saying things like, you don't understand what it's like for us teaching. You're telling us not to talk to your kids, but your kids want to talk to us because they've got things that are going on in their lives, and we have relationships because we're in the same classroom and we spend a lot of time together, and it's so hard to talk about things outside of what is my job and my role as a teacher, and it's hard to do. Well, here's the answer to that, I guess. The answer is don't do it. The answer is if a kid comes up to you and wants to talk to you about something personal, maybe it has to do with their gender identity or things that they're feeling or relationships, maybe stay out of it. Maybe if it's something that has to do with their gender identity or some concerns or feelings that they have, or maybe emotionally there's something that's going on, there's a person that's hired in the district, in the school, to talk to them about it. It's not your job to do it. Well, you don't understand. We have a relationship. Well, don't have one. I mean, maybe that's too simplistic, and maybe for teachers it's not that easy, and you want to have a relationship because it just naturally happens, and I understand that, and I can feel that and understand that. But at the same time, you know when it's crossing the line. You know when maybe this is a place you shouldn't go to. And if parents are like, listen, don't go there with my child, then don't. Then direct them to somebody that they can talk to, or maybe talk to the parents. But there's remedies here. And again, I guess the bottom line here is, man, elections have consequences. 22 is huge, and it's put up a shut-up time, everybody. 22, the election school board, we got to vet these people, and we have to make sure that the next school board in Lee County and Collier County across Southwest Florida are going to be people that are going to listen to you and respect what it is you have to say and respect the laws in the state of Florida. Not saying necessarily that they're not doing it now, but goodness, like, why are you questioning this? Stop the hemming and hawing. Just stop. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. You caller number 9 right now at 239-479-5592. Let's play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultima, certified Rogue, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
24/7 emergency care you can trust. HCA Florida Cape Coral Emergency now open on Pine Island Road, part of the HCA Florida Fawcett Hospital. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. Not an urgent care center. Services and care billed at hospital emergency department rates.
Alda's Diner in Naples makes everything from scratch with daily homemade specials for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy big portions of your favorite comfort foods, from steak and eggs or pancakes for breakfast to fantastic salads or their famous Donald J. Burger for lunch or dinner. And don't forget about Alda's extensive bar menu with drink specials for the perfect start to your evening. Make Alda's your go-to spot. They're on the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. Alda's Diner. There's no place like it.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Abigail in beautiful Bonita. So beautiful they named it twice. Hello, Abigail.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. All right, Abigail, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Are you ready for your associate's degree question?
Yeah.
All right, starts right now. All right, let's see. Abigail, can you tell me, 2 rights or freedoms in the First Amendment? Just give me 2 of them. The First Amendment's got a bunch of them. Give me just 2 of them. Freedom of...
speech.
Yep, and... Freedom of...
Freedom? Like freedom of religion?
Yeah, that's good. All right, that's 2 of them. Good for you. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many amendments are there to the Constitution? How many amendments does the Constitution have? Does it have 26, 27, or 28?
27?
That is correct. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. In 1981, less than 2 weeks after he was shot, he returned back to the White House. This president was shot in 1981. Which president was it?
I have no clue.
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. It's good to know. You got it in your back pocket. And if anybody ever says it, you'll maybe win a fabulous prize. All right, so let's see if you... let's go to this question. What do we call the national anthem of the United States? What do we call it? It's called the...
The Star-Spangled Banner.
That is correct. Okay, good. All right, good. So you started off strong. You got a little bumpy there, and then you came back strong. So you got a master's degree today on Drew's College. How you feel today, Abigail?
I'm good. I'm on the way to school.
Oh, all right. How old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12?
Yeah.
You're a genius. All right. So, your parents are doing a great job. Your school's doing pretty good, too. And I need you to stay there, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Okay, Abigail. Hang on the line. There's Abigail on her way to school. See? Teaching the kids. It's what we got to do. Come on.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
The White House calls it a tragic milestone. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, marking 1 million COVID deaths, though the Johns Hopkins tally remains just shy of that. It's as President Biden gets ready this morning to host his second global COVID summit, urging us to remain vigilant.
Federal health officials are issuing a grim new projection for the pandemic. The U.S. could see as many as 100 million COVID infections during the fall and winter, more than doubling the country's total case count. Health experts say the surge is possible given waning immunity from vaccines. There's also concern an increase in cases down south could exhaust the nation's supply of COVID tests and antiviral medications.
Fox's Lisa Brady. North Korea is finally admitting its first COVID cases, imposing a lockdown after saying for 2 years the virus never reached there. North Korea has also launched 3 more missiles, its 16th test this year in the ongoing nuclear and sanctions standoff with the U.S. Another pro-choice setback, this time at the Senate. The bill to make abortion rights legal nationwide failed to advance, blocked by Republicans, following the leaked Supreme Court opinion showing conservative justices ready to overturn the Roe v. Wade ruling legalizing abortion. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Today it will be Roe. Tomorrow it will be a national ban on abortion. And beyond that, something even more dreadful.
Republicans say they're in favor of states' rights to restrict it. 20 multi-million-dollar homes in the Southern California coast are in charred ruins, burned down by a small, still uncontained wildfire.
Between Laguna Niguel and Laguna Beach, the fire blew up from just a few acres
to over 100 in a matter of an hour, with those strong winds carrying the flames through nearby brush and then carrying those embers from one house to another.
Mario Ramirez with Fox 11 TV. Another fire in New Mexico, the largest one burning in the U.S., keeps spreading, putting mountain resort towns at risk, prompting more evacuation warnings.
The impact directly on citizens is dire.
Democratic State Representative Roger Montoya, hundreds of homes and structures have burned. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
A new crash popping up out of Fort Myers this morning with possible injuries. This is at Queen Elizabeth Way, just off of College Parkway, right near the College Parkway Summerlin Road intersection. There is some roadblock reported as well, and it's causing significant delays heading eastbound on College Parkway right through the Summerlin Road overpass there. So if you're headed that way, be prepared to get stuck in some of that traffic. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
High temperatures only level out in the upper 80s this afternoon under partly cloudy skies that will start to fill out the air right after lunchtime for today. Low-end rain chances will begin by 2 to 3 p.m. Those rain chances increasing towards the coastline as we approach the evening, where a few weak thunderstorms will be possible into the early overnight hours tonight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
Hi, this is Randy Stevens, STEPHENS. You can find me at randystevens.net. Plumbing nerds, we're just smart enough, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, and if your plumbers just ain't right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. And if your drains ain't clean, if your toilets are acting weird, you gotta give us a call, 'cause we'll fix you up.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place, but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
When Bluebell takes milk chocolate ice cream and loads it with chocolate-coated peanut butter cups and peanut butter cookie dough pieces, you get chocolate peanut butter overload. Better by a country smile.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Winn-Dixie supermarkets and Jerry's Food Market on Sanibel Island.
Don't go through another summer with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Hey, it's True Steel. Look, that pain in your back, your knees, your shoulder, it can now be treated with the latest in precision medicine using natural biologics, growth factors that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Really exciting stuff here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving you access right here to this modern-day joint pain solution. You can get lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. You've heard Emmett Smith raving about QC Kinetics. You've read or seen other high-profile people talking about it. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can help you get your life back. Take action now. Get a free consultation. Powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics are here. Call QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and in Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers.
You're invited to visit the United Fidelity Bank on Metro Parkway. Let us help you save with our market-leading CD rates. Our 6-month CD currently earns 1.25% APY. Compare and invest with United Fidelity Bank 6-month CD that earns 1.25% APY. Only at United Fidelity Bank. A penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal. Annual percentage yield current as of 4/25/2022. Minimum deposit of $1,000 required to open CD. 6-month CD renews automatically.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Jason and Todd want to meet and share with you personally the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
At the Diamond District.
I'm Congressman Byron Donalds. Let's talk about what matters here in Southwest Florida. It's family, jobs, tourism, and the constant fight to push back on liberal policies like H.R. 1 that would see a federal takeover of our elections. That's why my agenda will always be based on the core values of people in this district: a strong economy, an end to waste, and secure borders to protect us. My goal as your congressman is to make sure our coastal regions are protected and that I serve as a good steward of your tax dollars to projects that improve our district, and to do so without raising your taxes. That's my agenda. Please reach out to learn more about how I'm fighting for you and the many ways my office can help you navigate any problems you're having with federal agencies. I'd like to hear from you. Visit donalds.house.gov or call my district office at 239-599-6033.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
So the fact that things like inflation can happen and it can become more expensive to feed your kids and to fuel your car is exactly why people need to be able to be in charge of how many mouths they're going to have to feed. So I think the fact that we're seeing this jump in expenses, that we're seeing people having to pay more in the grocery store, pay more at the pump, pay more for housing, is a reason that people are saying, I need to be able to make my own decisions about when and if to start a family.
Now, there are some people that might hear right there Democrat Representative Katie Porter. That's the representative right there who went on to The Last Word on MSNBC. Democrat Representative Katie Porter. Now, some might hear that voice and hear her say, hey, listen, we should reinforce the need for abortion, and the fact that we're seeing this jump in expenses, pay more at the grocery store, pay more at the pump, pay more for housing is a reason for abortion. Some might hear that and say, oh, that sounds really callous. That feels soulless. That sounds horrific. Of course, she is the head of the Progressive Caucus there for Democrats in the House of Representatives. I would say that's almost unbelievable, but it is what Democrats are saying, trying to make the case that, listen, we got to have abortion and enforce it because you never know what it's going to be like to go pay for groceries and you got mouths to feed. I can't even believe I'm even saying it. Congressman Byron Donalds is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I don't know if he knows who Democrat Representative Katie Porter is. I don't know if you've met her before, but That is that hurts my heart, Congressman. I'm just going to say that right now. I can't even believe that she would say something like that. Maybe your thoughts on that little bit of audio.
Well, I mean, I know who Katie Porter is, unfortunately, and she's not the brightest among us. Let me just say that.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's just what it is. Like, honestly, Drew, I missed the audio calling into the show.
Yeah.
But if she was on The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell saying something,
Yeah.
it was not good.
Yeah.
You know, I think that, you know, the problem we have, though, overall on Capitol Hill right now is that the Democrats view the pathway to actually fixing the problems they started with, I don't know, somehow securing Roe v. Wade, codifying that, and spending more money.
Right.
Two things that will not help anybody. That's what they want to do. It's really that simple. And it's unfortunate that, you know, a party that, you know, that represents probably half of America really thinks this way, and they're not actually doing the things that would benefit the half of America that typically supports them, or frankly anybody in America at all.
Yeah, it's you know, I think the broader one of the broad issues of the vote yesterday and this quote unquote codifying Roe into law. Number one is the fact that was a lie, because what it did do, even Senator Manchin was like, I can't get on board with this because of some of the things that were in there. Number one, talking about obviously a right to abortion up to birth and creating a right to sex selective abortion. I can't even believe we're putting these things in there, some of the things that they did. But it does also call to attention the bigger issue, which is how much that the left, Democrats in this country, will try to convince you that they're doing something and call it the Women's Health Protection Act. And then in there, not give you the details or even time to read, as you wouldn't well know, the details of things that are presented, bills that are presented, a la Ukraine and $40 billion that we'll get to in just a second, and how they don't tell you what's in these bills. They push them through, and then they try to convince the American people that what they're doing is wholesome and righteous when they're not even being honest about what's in it.
No, they do that all the time, though. And at this point, I'm starting to become numb to it.
Yeah.
Because this is literally what happens every day on Capitol Hill. But yes, they call their bills and they call their ideas by the most innocuous names and titles and phrases, but they will never discuss with you the details. They'll never let you get a chance to actually see the details. And this is the part that's most frustrating. Listen, I know on MSNBC they're saying so many wonderful things when it comes to Roe. I heard Eric Dyson say the other day about Roe that, and actually several Democrats are saying this, and in the media intelligentsia they're saying this, that overturning Roe v. Wade is really white supremacy.
Yeah.
And that the reason that they want to do this is to protect the white genetic code from people of color. But if you look at the data, 40% of abortions in the United States actually occur against black babies. 40%.
Yep.
12% of the United States population is black. So if you take their logic, which is idiotic, and you really examine it for what it is, what you really know, and if you know the history of Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger, is that Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist. Margaret Sanger actually wanted to systematically destroy the black race. That is what she wanted to do. And if you look at the data under Planned Parenthood, if you could make the argument that if we actually got rid of Roe and got rid of so many of these abortion issues, it would actually increase the size of the black population relative to the United States population. So their arguments make no sense. And so this is the problem, Drew, is that they say these things, they just throw them out there, hoping that they stick. And when you actually look at the information, you realize what they're saying simply is not true.
Yeah. And, you know, the fact that the representative in the audio we played just a second ago was trying to relate it to the fact that, listen, this is why we have to have abortions because of how the economy is doing and we can't afford to do this. Look at what happens when you have the price of gas and the price of all of these different things going up, which is humorous because it is the doing of the Biden administration and the CPI data that you talked about even yesterday on various programs and the like. And I know you've communicated this. These numbers are awful, and it is all Democrats doing. I mean, everything that we're seeing right now, inflation and the numbers on gasoline and cars and electricity and the like, it's reckless and it's unbelievable that this is still going on and it's not being pegged on this administration and media outlets, and they're trying to spin this on MAGA. That's the new thing now, Congressman. It's MAGA. It's MAGA. It's ultra uber MAGA. That's who's doing this. Talk a little bit about those CPI numbers and what you've seen.
Well, 8.3% is disastrous. That does not work for anybody. Definitely doesn't work for an economy. It's destructive of people more than anything else. That's number one. Number two, the situation we have with this whole ultra MAGA foolishness, they went and poll tested something they think is going to work with their base, that's going to amplify their base and getting out to the polls. But it doesn't make any sense. Listen, Joe Biden's destroyed the economy. Everybody knows this. He went out there 2 days ago and lied, basically saying that every economist agrees that what he did was the best recipe for our economy. That's a lie. It's a joke. Nobody takes it seriously. Even the Washington Post doesn't take it seriously anymore. But they're in a situation because they're tied to the Bernie Sanders agenda. They've gone down the radical left agenda. Joe Biden cannot reverse course because if he does, he'll have no political home to go to.
Yeah.
And that's where we are in America. It's terrible for not only the people they say they're here to serve and they're trying to help, but it's destructive of the entire country.
Yeah. You know, I know when it comes to economic issues, you're the place to go, and you know all about these things. And certainly when it comes to money and finance and the like, I talked to Larry Kudlow about this weeks ago. We're going to be in a recession. The numbers that we're going to hear are going to indicate we're in a recession. We have to go there, don't we? I mean, there's no doubt that the even just seeing the interest rates on homes and how that's increasing and how that is going to affect nationally what's happening in housing and that balancing act altogether. The only way to slow this train down is to get into a recession, whether you want to admit it or not. It's the only thing that's going to slow it down, and we're going to see it. We're probably in it now.
Well, the thing that's most unfortunate here, Drew, is, maybe 6-8 months ago, I was talking to people saying, look, we're going to head into a recession off of this because of how disastrous their overspending was, the labor shortage that was created, the supply chain issues that were created as a result. And so what we have here is we have people who have so much money to spend because of the government, but there's not enough places to actually spend it because they created a labor shortage with their policy. That's what got this thing started. That's what got it rolling. What's going on in energy prices is simply because you have some of the most radical people in our country are in control of the EPA and the Department of Energy and the Department of Commerce. And so they put out rules, and they don't even defend their own leases and their own permits to actually have oil production be consistent in the United States. Those are the two issues facing our country right now. You've got to have a complete reversal of course if you're going to get back on track. But unfortunately, what it already started triggering was actually a decrease in GDP first quarter, which they were all shocked by. I was not. And then secondarily, we're going to see it again in the second quarter, unfortunately. I believe we're going to go into recession. I believe stagflation is here. And then you have the Federal Reserve that has basically dragged their feet with respect to raising interest rates. The Federal Reserve should have done this 6, 7, 8 months ago. They waited too late, and they've actually been too cautious. Look, simple math here, Drew. If you're running at 8% inflation, 8.3% inflation, but you raise interest rates one half of 1%, your interest rates aren't even high enough to tamp down on your inflation.
Right.
People may not want to hear this, but these are the facts. This is how economies work, and it's not going to be good for our country.
Yeah. It is. It's something that I talked about a little earlier, and I was trying to. Wow, it's. I don't know if you're are you in a subway or are you in a tunnel or it's really loud.
Let me switch. Sorry, I'm outside. Actually, we are at the end of. I took up to the end of the bike run for officers. Hold on.
It's okay.
How's that?
Okay, very good.
There we go.
Woo! It was loud. No, what I was going to say is I talked about this a little earlier, and I hope it made sense to people. But, the president yesterday goes to Illinois, and he starts talking about how he inherited a depression and people losing their homes, people losing their jobs, and, trying to blame it MAGA, Trump. And I'm thinking to myself, we were having conversations, not me and you, but I was having conversations with people saying, man, if President Trump gets reelected, there's an opportunity for this economy and this country to come roaring back once we get out of this pandemic, because once people are unlocked and back out onto into their jobs and on the streets and spending, and we can get back to normal under the conditions that we had before, we could have been roaring. We could have been in a situation that would have put us right back on track. And it's this administration is the reason why we're not, because he could have had that, right? Couldn't Joe Biden have come in 2021 and he could have been the one that had this economy roaring? And I remember talking to people. I may have even talked to you about this and said, wow, this is an opportunity for him. He's going to really look good once everybody's out back into their buildings and back in the job place and everything else. And then right out of the gate, boom, he takes away the Keystone XL pipeline. He takes the ability to be energy independent. He does everything to turn that upside down. An opportunity.
Drew.
Yeah.
Drew, I'm gonna quote one of your competitors. Ben Shapiro probably says this way better than even I can. He says Joe Biden was elected to be a houseplant. If he just sat there and did nothing, he would actually be rewarded for great economic growth, because that's where the country was going.
Yeah.
But he decided to be a radical, and he's destroyed the American economy.
There you go. All the things that I just said, you just said in 10 words or less. See that? Yeah, but it's just that kind of frustration, because we all see it and we know it. And I think that calls, again, attention to how important elections are and how they have consequences, and how important it is, no matter how you feel about how the last election went or anything else, to get out in force and then some, to be out there and to be pushing for the change that we desperately need, because these are desperate times. And that's the only thing that's going to make a difference, right?
Totally agree. And so that's why people need to get out and vote. Don't get caught up with a lot of hype and hyperbole. Voting is the thing that changes our country. It always does. So people need to show up, let their voices be heard, so we can, number one, stop this craziness, and then work on getting the country back in order, because that's what's going to help all Americans at the end of the day.
No doubt. All right, Congressman, listen, I always appreciate you calling in. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and we'll speak soon, okay? All the best.
All right. Take it easy, Drew.
All right, we'll see you. 239-479-5592. Yeah, that frustration, how many times we've talked about that. Yeah, to Ben Shapiro's point, just do nothing. You don't have to do anything. Just sit there, and it would have been like, you would have been a hero. No, unbelievable. It just calls attention to how you have to try. When people say, there's nothing that could have been done. Yeah, by doing nothing. You got to try to put us in this position. It's just, it's crazy. All right, 239-479-5592. We're going to take a break. And when we come back in just a little bit, we'll have, I believe, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. Congressman Greg Stubbe's going to join us with some pretty exciting news that I am really happy to have announced on this program. In case you don't know, he will have that announcement on the way. So we're super excited about this. I'm pumped. So good stuff on the way. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
American-made plantation shutters for you. Your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed. Built to last forever. Call for a free consultation. Discounts for military and first responders. If you support Biden or the 2020 election results, don't call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. 40% of Americans don't have $400 saved in case of an emergency. People are working harder and harder, but falling further and further behind. That's why at our firm, our fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case. When you're injured in an accident or hurt on the job, choosing a lawyer will be the most important decision you'll have to make. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
My Shower Door is proud to announce they've achieved 2 significant milestones. They recently installed their 100,000th frameless shower door in Florida and reached 2,500 Google reviews while keeping a 5-star rating. These reviews were written by real customers who placed their trust and confidence with My Shower Door. These customers took time out of their hectic schedule to inform others about their experience. If you're looking for a local company that has experience and you can trust, go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest-growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear, taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around the middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At MyGenix, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to MyGenix and take the first step to feeling great again. Call MyGenix for a free consultation at 239-277-9999 or find us online at mygenix.net. That's 239-277-9999.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work, and they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Do you have an old sedan? Sutherland buys it. How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultimas, certified Rogues, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Still seeing some slowdowns on College Parkway in Fort Myers, right at Queen Elizabeth Way, due to a crash I've been watching just past the Summerlin Road overpass. There was some possible roadblock and injuries reported, so stay clear of that area if you don't want to get caught up in that. As far as the interstate, just seeing some slowdowns in those usual spots south of the Alico Road exit and Bonita Beach Road exit as you head towards Collier County, and the Caloosahatchee Bridge between North Fort Myers and downtown area also seeing some backups. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
High temperatures only level out in the upper 80s this afternoon under partly cloudy skies that will start to fill out the air right after lunchtime for today. Low-end rain chances will begin by 2 to 3 p.m. Those rain chances increasing towards the coastline as we approach the evening, where a few weak thunderstorms will be possible into the early overnight hours tonight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Road.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, we're celebrating 40 years of handling personal injury claims in the state of Florida. If you're involved in an accident, you need a firm with the experience and resources to help you get the compensation you deserve. A firm that cares about you and does not leave you in the dark. If you're unhappy with your current lawyer, you have the right to get a second opinion or change lawyers. At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, winning is no accident. Offices throughout Southwest Florida. LDTlaw.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
The best way to listen to music? At a concert in the front row. And the best way to eat a Nature Valley Crunchy bar is outside. Somehow, it makes the crunch even crunchier and the whole grains even whole grainier. See for yourself with Nature Valley.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, here we go. Congressman Greg Steube coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first, the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
I believe in democracy. And I don't believe that the minority should have the ability to block things that the majority want to do. That's not in the Constitution. What we're talking about right now are the individual rights and liberties of half the population of the United States of America. I think that's enough to say it's time to get rid of the filibuster.
Now, listen, I'm not saying that Senator Elizabeth Warren is dumb. I'm not saying that. We don't do that on this program. That would be rude. We got a lot of kids listening, and we want to be a shining example, right, Jake? We don't want to call people dumb. We don't want to do that. But when Senator Warren is saying that she doesn't believe the minority should have the ability to block things that the majority wants to do, but yet her quote majority got 49 out of 100 votes there in the Senate. I don't know. 51 to 49, it failed. The vote on to codify, quote unquote, Roe v. Wade yesterday. 49 is not a majority. I don't know when the last time she's had a math class, but that's just dumb.
Number 4.
Yeah, what he said in the committee was a direct contradiction of the facts that we now know because of this brave whistleblower. I mean, he said he wouldn't use counterterrorism resources to go after moms and dads, would not do that. That, in fact, looks exactly like what they did. And again, if you're a mom, you're a dad, you're a gun owner, you're a Republican, and you're standing up for your kids, oh, my goodness, look out, because here comes the FBI. And again, in a direct contradiction to what he told us under oath.
I know this is going to be a shock to some people, but smoking gun here from the House Judiciary GOP, and that's Jim Jordan on Jesse Waters' program yesterday. Whistleblowers revealing that the FBI has labeled dozens of investigations into parents with a threat tag created by the FBI's counterterrorism division. In other words, when told that it wasn't going to happen, it did. Merrick Garland and the Department of Justice is going after parents as domestic terrorists, and now we have the proof that they are using the power of that office to go after under counterterrorism calls. The counterterrorism division. Parents showing up at school board meetings. Outrageous.
Number 3.
There's a passenger flying a plane that's not a pilot, and the pilot's incapacitated. They said we need to try to help them land the plane.
What was the situation with the pilot?
He is incoherent. He is out.
Try to hold the wings level and see if you can start descending for me.
Keep him calm, point him to the runway, and just tell him how to reduce the power so he can descend to land. I just feel like it was probably meant to happen.
How about that story? I watched the video, and I couldn't believe it. A passenger with no flying experience in West Palm Beach landed a plane after the pilot became incapacitated, and that was the air traffic controller, Robert Morgan, who was talking about how he helped the passenger turned pilot land the plane. I just can't even imagine what it would be like being on a plane and in that moment not knowing what to do and being guided down by an air traffic controller. It's truly a remarkable story.
Number 2.
Remember those long lines you'd see in a television? People lining up in all kinds of vehicles just to get a box of food in their trunk. How quickly we forget. People were hurting. And what did the MAGA crowd want to do? Forget it. Forget it.
That's Joe Biden yesterday. It was probably one of the more coherent moments of his visit to Illinois when he was talking about boxes of food in trunks and MAGA doesn't care, and using the word MAGA because now that's the dirty word, supposedly, if you're MAGA and the president. And listen, at least it wasn't...
True international effort to pressure.
But it might as well have been.
Number 1.
3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn not having voted in the affirmative. The motion is not agreed to.
Oh, she sounds sad. And there she is, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, announcing the vote there on the Senate floor, 51 to 49. and it is not happening. They're not, quote unquote, codifying Roe into law. It was voted down yesterday.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
It really wasn't that anyway. I mean, codifying it into law, it's interesting when you find out exactly what was in it. Although many people didn't have a chance to actually get the opportunity to read what was in it. But now Democrats are on record. So to talk about this and some other issues, Congressman Greg Steube, we always enjoy having a few minutes with him on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, to talk about the issues and so much more. How are you this morning, Congressman?
Hey, good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
We're awesome. So there you go. You know, it's funny how when we're talking about codifying Roe, and this is what Chuck Schumer wanted to do, and this is what Pelosi talked about and others, and the discussion. And then when you come to realize what they actually wanted to do in this bill, and the right to abortion up until birth, and the right to sex-selective abortion, as well as other things, I mean, that is horrific. Some of the things that, besides the fact that it's abortion, and then being shot down yesterday, maybe your thoughts a little bit on what has been going on there on Capitol Hill with this.
Well, first, it's very indicative of how far left and radical the Democrats have gone when people in their own party can't vote for it. Yeah. So it's very telling that not even Democrats, who are going to be pressured, and I'm sure Joe Manchin was incredibly pressured, to vote for a bill that would allow for abortion up to the day of birth and mandate it in the country and superseding laws all across our state that would then place some reasonable restrictions on abortion. And the American people support restrictions on abortion. 80% of people don't support abortions after the third trimester or during the third trimester. I mean, there's a number of different factual polls out there where the American people don't support killing an unborn child up to the day of birth.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's part of what we don't get to hear, right, Congressman? You know, oftentimes we don't have the media, all the time, we don't have the media being truthful about what things are and are not, especially with the numbers. They like to kind of manipulate the numbers and where people stand. And it doesn't give you the opportunity to have the real deep discussion with the American people overall, everybody. And we're talking about everybody, right? I mean, across the board. It's not like Democrats are on board 100% with what they asked for even in this bill. Like you said, even Joe Manchin was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. And others too, even on the House side. And the American people are not for this. And so they keep doing this to us, right? They keep forcing these issues. They keep pushing things on us. And sometimes even behind closed doors quickly, like almost like the Ukraine vote that we had to take, right? The $40 billion, you had to take that vote. Did anybody even get a chance to see where all that money was going, the accounting of all of that? I mean, I have an issue with that. I don't know. And frankly, I don't know how you voted. I'm not sure how you did. But to my issue with it would be the fact that how much did you know? I mean, what about the accounting of where money goes, especially considering some of the issues that we have in this country? Maybe you can speak to that.
Yeah, I voted against it specifically for a number of different reasons, but one of them you already highlighted. We received the language of that bill hours before we voted on it. Right. And you can't get through 2,800 pages of bills, and that's how Pelosi works. She just shoves stuff to the floor, forces her members to vote on it, and Republicans obviously don't have any input on what's going into it. And we still have not gotten any reasonable explanation on what happened to the $14 billion that's already been appropriated, the hundreds of millions of dollars that went for weapons that was supposed to go into Ukraine. Has that been used? Have they received it? What's the status of all that? And then we're just supposed to turn around and give $40 billion, which is more money than ICE, Customs and Border Patrol, the Coast Guard combined. So we have a crisis on our southern border, and we're going to spend more money than all of those agencies within our federal government spend in a year to give to a country with no safeguards on what the money is to go to, on no parameters or explanation as to what they need this for. And the American people are sick and tired of this. We've got, after I voted no, there was a number of people in the district that reached out and thanked us for a number of different reasons, but a lot of it being you don't even know what's in these things. They push them on the floor, and the astronomical amount of money that we're spending when we have record inflation here in this country. You know, you see all over the news they can't even find baby formula. You have gas prices skyrocketing, and we're going to borrow money from China to give it to Ukraine.
And by the way, I get a lot of emails from lefties out there, and listen, keep them coming. I don't have a problem with it. So you all need to calm down, because we question and we ask questions about where money is going and accounting for things that are being spent. Doesn't mean we're loving on Putin. Doesn't mean anything like that. So you all need to take it down a notch, because that's not the case. It's okay to ask these questions. It's all right to have accountability on where our money is going. There's nothing wrong with that. So you can keep those emails coming to me. That's fine. That's it is what it is. And speaking of which, you brought it up, and let me ask you this too. The accountability when it comes to what's happening along our southern border. I read the story this morning. The New York Times had it. Others were talking about the record number of deaths now, people dying from drug overdoses in 2021. The CDC data shows. I mean, this is horrific. And again, when we talk about fentanyl, when we talk about the security along our border, I have big problems with the fact that we have an administration that is allowing not only fentanyl to come rushing across the border, but obviously the concerns about people on terrorist watch lists that come across, who we know and do not know coming across, where they're going. But ultimately, how we've got to do something in the future to stop it. An election that have consequences. In 22, we've got to recognize this as well. What we can do more than just talking about this, Congressman, how things and actions have to be taken along our southern border, right?
And they will be as soon as we take the majority back, and we can use the appropriations process to restrict the money that is spent on Department of Homeland Security. So it isn't happening on our southern border. 42 known terrorists have been apprehended, and Mayorkas was before the Judiciary Committee a couple weeks ago and refused to say if they even released those 42 terrorists back into our country, refused to answer the questions as to, well, what did you do with these 42 terrorists? Did you release them? I mean, that's 1.2 million illegal immigrants who have come into our country and then had a judge order them to be deported, that this administration is refusing to even to follow the law and deport the individuals who have had their hearing, who've had their day in court, and the judge has ordered them to be removed.
Yeah. Congressman Greg Steube joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Okay, a couple of other things I want to get to before I get to what seems to be some really, really good news that I'm excited to talk about in just a second. Has to do with our heroes, our veterans. We'll get to that in just a second. Saving women's sports, saving girls' sports, sir. What are we doing? What do we have going on here? Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so after I filed an amendment on the Equality Act years ago in Judiciary, and obviously all the Democrats voted against it, to protect women's sports and not allow biological men to compete with women in Title IX sports, collegiate athletics, scholarships, that sort of thing. So I filed a standalone bill. We've now decided to file what's called a discharge petition. It's the only tool that the minority has to force a vote on a bill. If I get to 218 signatures, Pelosi doesn't have a choice. She has to bring that bill to a vote. I think we're over 150. When I left the floor yesterday, we were at 145 signatures, nice. Of course, all Republican. Yeah. To force the Democrats on this issue to not allow biological men to compete against biological women in sports. I mean, we've seen time and time again where this has happened, where you have biological men beating women for medals, beating women for scholarships, beating women for rosters on teams, and the American people have had enough. And I think every member of Congress should be forced to vote on this piece of legislation.
Good. I love it. All right. That sounds good. And something that I asked for a report on that I guess we can do now, because my concern, and you know how, and I know you as well, how much we love our veterans, how we certainly love the fact that Honor Flight has been amazing here, Collier Lee Honor Flight, and being able to fly our heroes to Washington, D.C. to visit their memorials. A flight just went off last week. So we are so happy that they're up and flying again. The opportunity, especially when you consider how we are losing veterans every day, and the opportunity for them to go to D.C. But one of the concerns that I brought up was the fact that I heard that, and it was happening, that when they land, one of the key things that they have an opportunity is that they have police that are able to escort them to these memorials, gets them there quickly through the traffic of D.C., and then enables them to be able to see all the memorials, and in a timely fashion get them back on that flight. And the thing about it is the timing, and it's crucial because otherwise, there's a chance you may miss a flight. There's an opportunity to not or have to skip certain memorials. We wouldn't want that to happen. And I know that We talked about this before and the fact that we wanted to get that back up and running. So what do we have? Where are we with this?
Yeah, thankfully, through a lot of pressure of members like myself who wrote letters to the Department of Interior and put a lot of pressure on them to continue and not do away with these escorts, they've reversed course, thankfully, and will reinstate the escorts for our heroes that served our country. It's a small win that we can say that we've done to pressure the administration to actually do this. And what was interesting was their reasoning for doing away with them was a shortage in law enforcement officers. Well, imagine that when you defund police departments and when you call for no police forces and restructuring of police forces, they have a hard time servicing all the law enforcement agencies up here in Washington, D.C. So not shocking the outcome of Democratic leftist policies, but I'm very happy to report that those escorts will be reinstated, and it is very important because a lot of these honor flights, they're only up here for a day.
Right.
So they fly early in the morning, they get here, and if they don't have an escort to each of these different memorials, it's going to be hard-pressed for them to get to all of the memorials to be able to see it and then get back on the flight to head back home later in the evening.
Yeah, well, that is some fantastic news to leave with, and especially on National Police Week, right? So that's, there you go, recognizing that as well, and the importance of those heroes as well, those that keep us safe, men and women, each and every day on the streets in our communities, and how we are certainly blessed to have so many people to step up and enter into that space each and every day, and we are appreciating them, especially this week. All right, Congressman Greg Steube doing some amazing work there. We always appreciate you, sir. All the best, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Good to see you.
239-479-5592. All right, some good news leaving the program today. I knew that we would have something positive. I know, but Jake is still upset. My suggestion to you, Jake, is, and listen, I know we just have to, I got to touch on this because if I talk about it on the air, then it'll get done. Do not be afraid to bring some tasty bacon into the break room and go ahead and microwave it. I'm sure that you won't be able to notice that it's happening, and we're not going to go through this again, are we?
What? If I do that, you already know that there's someone in there.
I know.
There's someone in there.
I know. Don't do it. Don't. No.
It says, I smell burning flesh in there.
No, there's no vegans in the building that would get upset about the smell of bacon. That doesn't happen.
It does.
Yeah, I know. All right. Please don't do it. I know you're considering it. Don't. Let's keep us all
employed.
That's something that's all right. We'll do that. Hey, Glenn Beck is next. We'll see you tomorrow in the morning. Looking forward to it. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Choosing Comcast Business Internet means choosing advanced cybersecurity and fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to small businesses across the country. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Don't go through another summer with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Hey, it's True Steel. Look, that pain in your back, your knees, your shoulder, it can now be treated with the latest in precision medicine using natural biologics, growth factors that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Really exciting stuff here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving you access right here to this modern-day joint pain solution. You can get lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. You've heard Emmett Smith raving about QC Kinetics. You've read or seen other high-profile people talking about it. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can help you get your life back. Take action now. Get a free consultation. Powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics are here. Call QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and in Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers.
When you need a new roof, it pays to deal with the best. King Roofing has built their business on a solid foundation of honest appraisals, fair pricing, and the finest workmanship. Your insurance may be paying the bills, but you'll live with your choice of roofer for years, even decades to come. Choose Roofing Royalty, and you'll never regret it. In Southwest Florida, there's only one King. Call King Roofing today.
Every castle deserves a king.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows